Hey, this is Bo Thomas with Thomas HVAC Company. It's football season. That means I'll be giving away $100 in cash to one Toni and Gary listener each week.
The Toni and Gary SEC Football Pick'em Contest. Find out more online at ToniandGary.com and listen weekdays 5 to 8 a.m. here on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Stand by 3.
You got those monkeys ready?
Where's the midget?
Roger on the monkey. Find the boy.
Ready, A. Is the last button working?
Good, all right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. What the?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was standing on this wire. My bad.
It's the WBHP Morning Show with Toni and Gary.
.504 on the morning show. It is Wednesday. Well, the big day has finally gotten here.
Woo!
Or another milestone, at least, right?
Yep, that's right.
3 weeks from today, we vote. Debates tonight in Las Vegas.
Are we waiting for the other shoe to drop today?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I thought maybe it would come out yesterday, but no. We're going to wait till today.
Probably, leading up to the debate.
Mm-hmm.
And if not, they still have plenty of time to dump
Goodness
whatever.
knows, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But we have some interesting weather.
Yeah.
To talk about.
There's going to be some. So what's happening is something that hadn't happened in a long time here. What's going to happen is some liquid
rain
is going to fall from the sky
since August. I mean, not all day rain.
No, unfortunately.
And this isn't going to be all day rain, but it's going to be some rain.
So we'll start with today. By the way, we set a record yesterday for the high temperature. Mm-hmm. Yesterday's record high was 89. Was 88. We hit 90 yesterday.
It was hot.
Today, partly sunny with a high of 89. The record is 90 today, so we'll see how that goes. I heard Ben Smith over at 19 give the high for 90, so we'll see if we hit 90 today. So tonight, mostly cloudy, 67. Then a little rain Thursday, so they're giving a 30% chance early on Thursday, and then Thursday afternoon it goes up to a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorm possible. The high is going to be 81 Thursday, and then Thursday night a 40% chance of showers and maybe even a thunderstorm, low around 52, and then that's all for the rain for a while. Friday. What that's going to do is that's going to bring in some cool weather and make for a beautiful weekend. Sunny 66 Friday, sunny 67 Saturday, sunny 75 Sunday.
That's perfect fall weather.
It is.
But here we are, 20th, 19th,
Right.
20th. That'll be the
It's about to be
21st of October. We'll get a week of it, and then all of a sudden the bottom will fall out.
Yeah, it'll be so cold you'll have to dress up as an Eskimo for Halloween.
Yeah.
Sunny 77 Monday, sunny 78 Tuesday. So some good weather coming, and we need a little rain.
Yes, we do.
I got a burn pile I need to burn that the governor says I can't burn right now.
Can't burn anything.
So I need some rain.
Sorry, you'll have to have a lot of rain. But, we were doing really good the first half of the year. And then all of a sudden,
ahead for a while.
Yeah. Then all of a sudden, nothing.
Yep.
And, it could be all of those tropical storms and things that were in the Atlantic were kind of sucking all the...
that definitely had something to do with it. I'm glad you mentioned that. We've got an X out there.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
On the 19th of October, we have an X out there?
Yes, now, it is west at the moment. Remember, make that east at the moment of the Bahamas. I always get my directions confused when we get down there in the middle of the ocean. Right now, it is non-tropical. However, they're looking for better weather that's going...
Better
Of course,
weather?
better is relative, I guess. Better for the weather to form into something tropical. At the moment, it's non-tropical.
They're calling that better?
No.
We're looking for a better opportunity for it to...
The word they use is upper-level conditions are forecast to become more conducive for this system to acquire some tropical characteristics, and a subtropical or tropical cyclone is likely to form within the next couple of days.
I asked.
Well, that you asked what they said.
Oh,
I said
boy,
better.
Oh boy.
They said all that. They had to earn their money today.
I guess.
You ought to see this blurb they got written out here. Anyway, so the National Hurricane Center giving this blob of non-tropical low pressure.
Non-tropical low pressure.
That's what it
yes.
says.
Mm-hmm.
An 80% chance of formation in the next 5 days.
Really?
That's what they say. It's moving north-northwest.
Oh, so it won't affect anybody.
Well,
is there anybody in the way?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Yeah.
It depends on how far west it jogs.
You know, that is just amazing. We haven't had anything in October, and I can't remember, when.
Yeah, I know.
Again, hurricane season goes through the 1st of November, but
my goodness.
Normally in October, it's.
Yeah.
Well, but now we didn't, the Hurricane Nicole, which eventually got to
finally fizzled out there,
but it was a 4.
Yeah, it cycled
around and around and around for 3 weeks, but it didn't. It hit Bermuda, but not the States.
Right.
Okay, I'm ready for some cooler weather.
Yeah, I am.
Some 65, 70s. So between 66 and 75 over Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yep, that's right.
That'd be great. I know they're going to be excited playing football in that weather, if that is the weather where they're playing.
Yeah, a little cooler for football Friday night.
Yeah.
Or
here, and
college
for
football.
College football on Saturday. Because they looked pretty hot to me last weekend.
Yeah, it was hot. Let's see,
was it
they're
hot in Tennessee too?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama is in T-Town this Saturday.
So we're home.
So it's going to be cool there. Auburn is at home, so it'll be cooler. There. And Tennessee is off.
It's off.
Yeah, they're off.
So it'll be real cool where they are.
Yeah, they'll be in the house.
All right, let's go to the phone and talk to T. Hey, T, how are you?
Morning, Miss Toni. How are you this morning?
Good.
It's Hump Day Wednesday here.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'm ready for some rain. We need this coming in tomorrow. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, and the next day be a good night for football. This Friday night it's going to be a cool way. You got to get a coat out to say.
Yeah, you sure will.
I'm not going to be out. I got to stay in. There's too much going on, and I don't need to be out in this cool weather. So anyway, I was just telling Cole I've been up most of the night here after watching my ball games last night. My Cubs got beat 6-0 by the Dodgers, and then the other team beat in the other side. The Blue Jays come back and beat Cleveland. So anyway, we got baseball to go. And anyway, I was just telling Cole, watching news here most all night here on Fox and everything. And Trump, if he hits a grand slam home run now, he's going to win this thing. In a landslide, I just got a good feeling he's going to take the polls after it's all over with. This woman I had on there earlier this morning, she was from Illinois. She's turned over from the Clinton side to the Trump side, and
she's seen the light.
She says he's going to tell the nation what we need to do to bring this nation back where it needs to be. And Trump's going to have Obama's half brother there on his side tonight.
Oh, really?
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, he's going to be there representing Trump. There's going to be some stuff going out tonight. It's going to get real nasty. But Chris Wallace, I believe he's going to be pretty straight tonight.
I hope so. I hope he doesn't get sucked into this. You better fact check him or else, and all that kind of stuff. And you mentioned it, Corey, that he could make history as the only moderator that was fair.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's asking for special treatment for Trump.
No.
They're asking for fairness. Ask him hard questions. Ask her hard questions.
Sure.
So and get off this. I'm sure it'll be brought up, but I just hope it's not the basis for the conversation on the.
It hasn't been long
sex scandals
since Chris Wallace interviewed Clinton for Fox News Sunday,
and that was a good interview.
He asked some decent questions.
Yeah, but will he?
Will he? There is the question.
Will he there? Yes.
Yeah.
It's one thing doing it for Fox News Sunday. It's another thing doing it for the country.
Yeah.
Chris Wallace has been through a bunch of them ever since he started in TV.
Well, he's never done a national debate. He's only done primaries.
He's covered a bunch of them way back there.
Yeah.
Last 30, 40 years or so.
True.
But it's going to be interesting to listen to and watch tonight. And I just want to tell you, enjoy your show and keep up the good work. And it's been some tragic going on. I had a shooting over in Huntsville last night. I know
I saw
one
that.
killed.
4 shootings in Huntsville.
4
last
shootings,
night.
yeah.
Yeah. And I just saw on TV, I'm watching 31 here, big truck wreck out there in Texas, killed 30 cows. Truck turned over and had a bunch of cows got killed, so milk showed his milk's going to be out there in Texas, in that town.
I tried not to laugh at that.
Every time you turn on TV, there's so much stuff going on, but I'm going to keep watching and listening. Y'all just keep up the good work, and I'm going to give you a roll tide. They predict in Alabama, Las Vegas got them up 19 points favorite now.
19?
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Over A&M?
Yeah, some went up. Yeah, the bet,
Wow.
They say the line, it was 16, but it went up 2-3 points yesterday, so the line went up 3 points. So Alabama's favored by 19 now.
We'll see.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you
Have
all
a good
roll
one.
tide, and I'll keep listening. Y'all have a good day, and I'll talk
Thank you,
to you
T.
tomorrow, if Lord willing.
Yeah, all
Roll
right.
Tide T. It's another upset alert weekend.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, they've A&M Johnny Football upset us once before.
That's true,
Now,
but he's not there.
This guy's no Johnny Football, but he's pretty good.
Well, A&M's played pretty well.
They have. They're undefeated.
But 19?
Yeah, I know. That's a little
much.
Well, of
Hey,
course,
Mary, how are you?
We thought that would have been a little much with
I'm doing
Tennessee, too.
okay.
We'll see what happened.
Good. You doing okay, Mary?
Good morning. Yes, I'm doing okay. Are y'all doing all right this morning?
Yeah, doing pretty good.
Honey, I just want to get qualified.
You are in there. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
And Jim. Hey, Jim.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I saw the spread on the A&M game. I couldn't believe it. I thought it would be a lot closer than that.
Well, it may get closer as we get closer to Saturday, but still, what do we know,
Yeah, I saw
really?
16 and a half points.
You never know with Alabama.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You just never know.
If they get to, especially if they get to running, they're going to be good. I don't know how. I haven't seen anything. I guess A&M's got a good defense.
Yeah, and
Well, they've played well.
yeah, they and Alabama are the only 2 undefeated teams in the SEC at the moment.
Yeah. What do you think the rest of the country, like especially the West Coast, where you're from, Tony? What do they think about the SEC?
Well, they hate them. Are
Really?
you kidding me?
Was that a serious question?
Yeah. They are USC fans all the way. They hate and how I know this is my daughter, who lives in Las Vegas. She wears and she works in one of the casinos, Flamingo, and every football season, every day she wears her Alabama stuff, different Alabama stuff. I mean, she has a wardrobe of Alabama stuff, right? And when we were playing USC, a lot of those kids from California come to Vegas.
Think about that.
Huh?
How was she treated?
Horribly.
I bet.
But my daughter is a very unique person. She has a way of being extremely friendly but standing her ground. And when they would say, "Oh, Alabama, the SEC," and she'd just say, "Well, how many national championships? I forgot."
Yeah.
Or, but she'd say it nicely,
Sure.
I mean.
Right.
And she goes even to the point where she puts a black under her eyes. And, I mean, you'd be hard
my
put to
goodness.
find
Wow.
a more loyal Alabama fan. She comes home 2 or 3 times a year just to buy Alabama stuff because you can't find it there. Or it's way too expensive. You can buy it at Walmart here for half of what you can buy it out there. Mm-hmm. And so, but she is, they allow her to wear that to work, and
So she does.
she has her little Alabama football parties, and even for people who aren't Alabama fans,
I was about to say,
at the Flamingo.
Who shows up?
Well, her friends are, again, you have to remember with young people, they have a social
Network.
Yeah, that I mean, they're all friends, whether they are.
Yeah, I used to go to football parties.
Yeah, and so
not even know who's on TV.
Well, see, there you go. But now for the national championship, she has a big party, something like that. But
right,
yeah, she's, she is a diehard Alabama fan, always has been.
Good for her.
And
she's a smart lady.
That's
careful.
Good. That's good. I remember when I was out at Kwajalein one time, one of the engineers I was working with out there was, a graduate of Alabama, and he had the party during the championship game, and he had all this Alabama stuff, the cups. And
oh, she does too. Banners and plates, and I mean, but she's in a sea of U.S. Back to your question. Everybody on the West Coast is for USC, and
all those teams
and the California teams.
Pac-10, is it the Pac-10 or whatever conference it is?
Well, I don't think that's Pac-10. I think that is isn't or maybe is that Pac-10?
I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up.
For some reason, I was thinking
that's one thing I've never been able to keep up with.
Me either. They keep changing them out, and
yep,
Big 12, Pac-10, this that. It's a lot easier to keep up with the SEC.
Yes, it is, Tony.
Especially since you're right here.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's real easy for us to keep up with them. Does it say, Corey?
Well, that reminds me, I need to get my picks in.
You do need to get your picks in. We're giving away money. Everybody needs to get their picks in.
Here on Alabama. How bad is Alabama going to whip up on A&M?
Oh,
that's the difficult part.
Would you please not jinx it?
Yeah,
they're in the Pac-12.
Pac-12? Yeah. This is going to be a tough game for them, I think. Or it could be a tough game for them.
It depends. If they come out and play like they did last weekend,
be different.
Mm-hmm. But you never know with Alabama.
But remember, Tennessee didn't have a lot of their players, and A&M does.
I don't want to hear that.
I know you don't, but it's true.
I don't want to hear it.
A&M has all their players.
No, I don't want to hear it.
So we'll see.
What about Alabama?
I think Alabama has all their players.
Too, yeah. I don't want to hear
it. They're all healthy. They should do good.
So we'll see. I mean, it'll be a fair exchange.
They know that A&M's going to be tough.
Yes.
So they won't be overconfident. I think they'll be up for it.
I think so too. It's going to be a good game, hopefully. But
it's a home game. That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jim.
CBS,
hey, Jim. You were talking
games of the weekend.
Huh?
I said it's on CBS, so it's one of the major games of the weekend.
Yeah, we get to listen to Gary and Vern again.
Yeah, we do. Maybe they'll keep Peyton Manning out for the.
I'd rather them put Peyton Manning in and leave them two out.
Yeah. You said you were. Hey, Jim.
Yeah.
So you're talking about your friend in the Kwajalein Islands, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So my daughter-in-law's mother has just taken a 2-year stint over there.
Oh.
She's with the Corps and the Corps of Engineers.
Yeah.
And she sold her house and everything.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she will save a lot of money.
That's what she said. She said, it's you go over there and live rent free or a little bit of rent or whatever it is. But, yeah, she sold everything here because she's going to be there for at least 2 years.
Did your daughter-in-law have a meltdown?
No.
Really?
I guess you can communicate via Skype at certain times.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, it's...
She can go and visit.
No, she doesn't want to go visit.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't either.
I hope her mom was not listening.
That's a long way. I would...
No, she doesn't want to go visit.
I don't think so. I wouldn't want to go. That's a long way, Jim.
Yeah, 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days in flights. Whew.
Yeah, and on the other side of it, all you're going to get to see is your mother. 2 days.
Can you say Skype?
Anybody heard of the phone?
Anyway, I thought that was interesting. But yeah, she's going to make a lot of money and save a lot of money.
Does she know anybody there?
Huh?
Does she know anybody there?
I don't know. That I don't know.
Well, if you want to email me your name, I'll pass it on to my friends, and maybe they can
help her out.
Befriend each other. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a small island, right?
Oh yeah.
And she said you have to go everywhere by bicycle.
That's it. Bicycle.
No cars.
No cars at all.
If she's with the Corps, they may have a few vehicles over there, a few automobiles, but
not many.
It, depends on what her job is and if she would get one or not. But yeah, they're very limited.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Why are they afraid the island's going to tip over?
Well, it's a small island, and you can't have that kind of traffic. I wouldn't think.
No, it's shaped like a boomerang, so I don't think it'll tip over.
No,
that wouldn't happen. All right, Jim.
Although we'd have to ask Representative Hank Johnson about that.
Yeah, he may have a way for it to tip over.
He is the world's foremost authority on tipping over islands.
That's true. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Jim.
Stand in the middle, okay?
Stand in the middle. Have a great day. I'll have to ask her if her house is in the middle. She may be on the tipping point.
Then it'll sink.
Thank you, Jim.
Okay, bye.
Have a good one.
Poor Hank Johnson.
Oh, I know.
Well, he ought to stay off whatever.
But here's the thing. It's not just Hank Johnson. It's who voted for him.
Right. Who put him there?
I mean, he has no sense. Zero.
No,
I have never seen anybody in Congress that really was that dumb. I'm sorry. We could play.
Aren't you glad he's there, though? I mean, at least we have something fun to talk about.
If we could play 30 minutes of his clips, and everybody who's listening to us would agree,
they'd all pull their hair out,
and say the same thing. This man is
a nutburger.
Yes. But he got elected and keeps getting elected over and over and over.
Yep. He must be bringing home the pork.
Well, I didn't think there was much pork left.
Well,
I don't. Maybe it's whoever's running against him.
I think they're printing pork up there.
Although I must say that CNN's anchors, they're up there on the top of that little group too.
Oh, really?
Yes. Well, we'll explain when we come back. Don't go away.
Miss Toni and Gary? Listen to our podcast, free anytime, day or night.
And check out our blog at ToniandGary.com with links to the podcast, email, iHeartRadio, listen online, and all the latest stories and video.
And like us on Facebook. Go to Facebook.com/Toni and Gary.
It's the morning show with Toni and Gary on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
The Alabama Department of Transportation announces intermittent lane closures for the I-20, I-59 corridor through Tuscaloosa County for improvement projects through the remainder of 2016. These projects span Tuscaloosa County from Greene County at mile marker 55 to Jefferson County at mile marker 101. Travelers should consider using U.S. Highway 11 as an alternate route. Use extreme caution in this area. For more information and road conditions, visit www.dot.state.al.us. Again, that's www.dot.state.al.us. ALDOT thanks you for your patience during these much-needed repairs to make our highways safer. Sponsored by ALDOT, ABA, and this station.
If you're sitting at a computer, remember, you can listen to WBHP online at WBHPAM.com.
Guys, when it comes to grooming, we're no longer interested in discount chains and unisex salons. Men nowadays demand the warm, personal atmosphere of the barbershop of days gone by, while enjoying man-sized leather chairs, big screen TVs, and a cold drink. Rooster's Men's Grooming Center has it all for you. They're located at 475 Providence Main Street in Huntsville. Give them a call at Rooster's Men's Grooming Center at 489-0886. If you're looking for one of the finest dining experiences in the Tennessee Valley, if you're looking for the best, absolute best steaks and the freshest seafood, look no further. Nick's Ristorante on Bailey Cove Road, south of Weatherly in Huntsville, is the place for you. Go by and see our buddy Nick and all the family there waiting to serve you with the best food that Huntsville has seen in years and years at Nick's Ristorante on Bailey Cove Road, just south of Weatherly.
Maddie, what are you doing? How do you like the new sign? Sutton and Daughters Furniture? Does Daddy know about this? Well, we can't call it Sutton and Sons because we don't have any brothers. And besides, we've helped Daddy in the store practically since we were babies. Sutton and Daughters, that has a nice ring to it. Finally, some respect around here. Laren, this could be the start of a new trend. Either that or World War III.
The brands you trust, like Flexsteel, Hooker, and Lexington, at a price you'll love.
That's because Daddy said sell it.
Sutton Furniture.
Highway 72 in Athens.
Keeping you informed. Now, a Tennessee Valley News Update on WBHP.
Good morning, I'm Michelle Stark. Here's an update from the WHNT News 19 newsroom. President Barack Obama has recommended Donald Trump, quote, stop whining in response to a question about Trump's persistent complaints the election is rigged. The president also said Trump's accusations about the validity of the election are, quote, unprecedented. Obama made the comments during a news conference with Italian leaders. A statue of a topless, hoofed Hillary Clinton appeared outside a New York City subway station Tuesday. Outrage over the display prompted a tussle after a woman purposely knocked it down. Back in August, an artist's statue of an unclothed Donald Trump showed up and was eventually hauled away by city workers. The former Boston Red Sox pitching ace Curt Schilling says he'll seek to unseat Senator Elizabeth Warren in 2018, provided his wife approves. CBS affiliates report Schilling made that announcement on a local call-in radio show while also defending his failed video game business in the state. I'm Michelle Stark. Those are some of the big stories on this Wednesday morning.
Bring home the fun.
Play casino games on your PC.
These are the same games you play at the casino,
but you can play them at home.
To get you started, here's an offer that'll save you 40% off your entire order.
Go to Phantom EFX. Choose your games and enter promo code iHeart at checkout.
PhantomEFX.com. Promo code iHeart at checkout.
Play casino games at home.
And save 40% at PhantomEFX.com. Promo code iHeart.
You've got the control. Just type in your favorite artists and iHeartRadio creates custom stations for free. Commercial-free artist stations you control by thumbing songs up or down. iHeartRadio is free. Free to download. Free to use. That's control. Yeah. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free. Download and open our iHeartRadio app or listen online at iHeartRadio.com.
It all comes down to this, the final contest.
A lot of people are worried that maybe they wouldn't have a place in Donald Trump's America.
The final chance to win your vote.
We have a divided nation because people like her, and believe me, she has tremendous hate in her heart.
And one of the most trusted, experienced names in news moderates the candidates before America decides. Watch the final presidential debate with moderator Chris Wallace. Tonight on Fox News Channel, America's election headquarters.
Fox Business Network gives you the edge from finance to politics. First, Maria Bartiromo and Stuart Varney get you ready for the opening bell.
Breaking news, busy morning this morning.
That's the stock to watch.
Then Neil Cavuto, Trish Regan, and Liz Clayman watch the markets so you can make your move.
You're going to get more bang for the buck you're putting in.
And Charles Payne and Lou Dobbs have political coverage that's on the money.
Sending shockwaves around the globe.
Profit from experience when you watch Fox Business Network.
Thanks for listening to Toni and Gary in the morning, here on WBHP. The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by Lead Safe America.
Wednesday morning traffic, we're off to a good start around the valley. No big problems around Athens, around Decatur. Things are moving okay on 565, the Parkway, and heading over Chapman Mountain on 72. Things are moving okay. I'm Captain Carl in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
Do you live in a historic home? Are you renovating? Your children could be at risk of lead poisoning. It takes just a microscopic amount of lead dust to poison a child. Learn more at leadsafeamerica.org.
Those in politics are connected through organizations such as the Council on Foreign Relations, the Trilateralists, the World Banking Cabal, and they don't even care anymore if you know they're playing both sides of the war effort. We hate that much that we have to pretend like we're friends on one end and enemies on the other, and hey, serving with Al-Qaeda? You've got to be kidding me. That's what's called a Luciferian agenda.
Catch Ground Zero with Clyde Lewis every weeknight from 9 until midnight on 800 and 1230 WBHP and on our free iHeartRadio app.
Gary Dobbs here talking with Bo Thomas of Thomas HVAC. And Bo, you've got a very special offer this time of year.
We've got a special going right now. Our precision tune-ups, a $260 value. We're going to offer those on sale right now for a limited time only for $79. We'll come out, we'll check everything, we'll clean the entire system, we'll make sure it's running at peak performance, make sure we're getting all the efficiency out of it. It'll restore the capacity.
Save some money.
Save some money on the energy cost, and make sure we're doing everything we can so it doesn't break down.
Now, can they make an appointment with you online?
They can call our office, 256-858-4822. They can go online to coolhuntsville.com, get our phone number there, or schedule the appointment right there online.
So it's the Toni and Gary tune-up special.
That's right.
$79.
$79 right now.
At Thomas HVAC.
Toni and Gary sound better in HD. Listen on your HD radio at 102.1 HD2.
I'm Kerry Rosenblum with Rosenblum Realty, and it's football season again, and that means I'll be giving away $50 cash to one lucky Toni and Gary listener each week.
The Toni and Gary SEC Football Pick'em Contest. Find out more online at ToniandGary.com and listen weekdays 5 to 8 a.m. here on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Welcome back to the morning show. Okay, what are we giving away?
$40 for Popeye's Cajun Fried Chicken. Movie passes for two at Hollywood 18. Family 4-pack to the Botanical Gardens. $20 from Dunkin' Donuts, Huntsville and Madison.
And a day pass to the range at Last Resort Guns, County Line Road in Madison.
All you have to do is call us. At the end of the show, we'll draw from all the people who have called in, and that person wins.
534-3521 and 309-2313.
We've added prizes. We have a family 4-pack to Tate Farms. They're open through the end of the month. Great family fun. As well as Rooster's Men's Grooming Center, the Club Cut, the Hot Shave, the Neck Massage, and a couple of passes to Talladega for Saturday. Not the Sunday race, but for Saturday. But there's a big party going on Friday and Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Concert.
Mm-hmm. So all that's happening. All that we're giving away. Let's see, I was trying to see. Today was like Evaluate Your Life Day.
No.
Yeah, don't do it today.
I wouldn't.
Nah. Wait till after the election, then you can evaluate your life.
Mm.
So we have all the answers end in L-I, like life. Okay?
Or like lie.
Or lie.
Hillary Clinton lies.
That's true.
Barack Obama lies.
That's true, too. That is very true. Most visited Indonesian island.
Mm-hmm.
Bacteria found in the lower intestine of warm-blooded organisms ends in Li. A type of hot pepper and a stew with meat and beans ends in Li. Famous
ends in Li.
Ends in Li.
That helps.
Yeah. Were you trying to begin?
I was
these
beginning with Li.
No,
and I was
ends
like,
in Li.
Wow, she's speaking a different language.
Famous Italian type of pasta ends in Li. Short for delicatessen. A Will Smith movie or The Guy with 40 Thieves ends in Li.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see one more. Green vegetable, arguably hated by children and some presidents. Ends in Li. All right, some of these are easy, others are a little harder.
My kids happen to like that.
You know, depends on what you bring them up on.
It does.
I have learned.
It does.
You start them off on that in the beginning, and they like it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, phone numbers are
256-534-3521 and 309-2313.
Let's go to Ricky. Hey, Ricky, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are y'all?
Good.
Let's try E. coli.
E. coli, that's what it is. Bacteria found in the lower intestine. E. coli.
Yep.
Your lie
I
came
won't
in there,
answer
Corey.
it, but I like that delicatessen.
Yeah, that's. Thank you for that, Ricky. You doing well?
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Good.
Considering
Consider.
Future doesn't look quite as bright politically.
Well, it's not over yet. We have 3 weeks.
Yeah, I know it. I still have a little hope.
Yeah, and the most important thing is for people to get out and vote, and then we'll see what happens. We'll see if the polls were right. We'll see if, if the other polls that say that the enthusiasm gap is higher for Trump, we'll see if that's right. We will see what's right after the votes are counted.
Well, that seems to be obvious to me. I don't need a poll to tell me that there's more enthusiasm for Trump than there is Granny.
Well, Granny, look at you. There was a big fight in New York City yesterday. Did you see that?
No.
I guess somebody put up a naked statue of Hillary, and there was a big commotion over it. I mean, Hillary supporters were angry, and
I have never been happier to not be in New York City in my life.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I was going to say, I think that would clean the city out right there.
When I got the alert,
I bet that ran all the rats out.
That's why I didn't send it to you, Corey, because there was no way we could post it. It was nasty looking.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, I will have to say, I have seen a similar thing done with naked Donald Trump statues.
Yes, and it's nasty,
and it's
too.
pretty nasty.
I wouldn't have probably could have found a parking place pretty easy around the statue.
That's true. Nobody wanted to be anywhere close to it.
No.
Yeah. You're right about that, Ricky. There could have been an underlying motive for that. But who has time to do that kind of stuff?
I know.
You just got to wonder, who are these people who do these things? This is what you're spending your time doing?
I have to say, that's never crossed my mind.
Mine either, Ricky. I have to admit, it's...
And you got a wild imagination, I guess.
Yeah, really.
Ricky, you have a great day. Try to get that out of your head all day.
Yeah, I'm trying right now.
Have a great day.
You know how you can cleanse your palate, in your mouth?
Yeah.
When you're tasting food, you need to be able to cleanse your brain.
You can't. Some things are just stuck there.
You just can't unsee or unknow things.
Unknow things, yeah. Speaking of which, so I was looking for show prep yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
At my favorite place, the grocery store.
Oh, yeah. The National Enquirer.
Yeah. So the National Enquirer front page has an interesting story on it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Now, usually we laugh at the National Enquirer because...
Oh, yeah. Most of their stuff is crazy.
Aliens and this and that.
Yeah.
Until John Edwards, who was running for president against Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton in 2008, and the Enquirer broke the story that he had a mistress and she's going to have a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he denied it. He went on Nightline and he went on...
I remember that.
All the different shows.
Him and his $400 haircut.
Yeah. I feel pretty.
No, so pretty.
Yeah. And denied it until the pictures.
Yep.
The reporter for the Enquirer got pictures of him coming out of her room, and
oops.
So he had to admit it. And his wife had breast cancer at the time, and then he had to drop out of the race.
Now his wife's dead.
His wife's dead. He went on. I don't think he ever married her, the mistress. But
what is he doing?
They did have the baby, and I'm not even sure they're together anymore. He had kids from his
wife,
from his previous marriage. Yeah, he had 2 older kids and 2 younger kids. Remember, because they tried again and had a couple of younger kids.
I remember that. Mm-hmm.
So he was a lawyer. There are 2 Americas. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
The America that's great and the America that's not great, and blah 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 blah. So, having said all that about the Enquirer. Then we had that story about Ted Cruz's father maybe being with Castro, which I couldn't find any documentation on that, so that kind of messed up the Enquirers. So I say that only to say that they have been on target a couple of times, and other times ludicrous stuff.
Right, sure.
But what's on the front cover of the Enquirer today? Hillary hitman breaks silence, reveals her sex trysts with men and women. Front cover of the Inquirer.
Well, that, not with men, but that has been written about before.
Well, according to the Inquirer, because I had to read it, once I saw that.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
You had to buy it then.
Yeah, that's where they get you.
You could do like my grandmother used to do.
Well, I tried, but there wasn't too many people in front in the line.
Oh,
in
no.
front.
She would go by and get one on her way in, and as she shopped, she'd read it.
Oh, no, I wouldn't do that.
Yes, you did.
But a lot of times I'll read it while I'm waiting in line. But
Yeah.
there was only one person in front of me, so I didn't have time to read the whole thing.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, so it looks like, according to a former Clinton family operative who is breaking this, they don't name him.
Of course not.
Never
do.
You know how I have a problem with don't name your sources. It could be anybody.
Yeah.
According to him, I arranged a meeting for Hillary in a Beverly Hills hotel. I was hired by the Clintons via a Hollywood executive to cover up their scandals. She had come to the studio to see the filming.
He was
of
hired to cover up the scandals.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, see, that's a lot.
Yeah. While I was there, I helped her slip out the back exit for a one-on-one session. It was made to look casual, leaving quietly. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. But anyway, basically what the Inquirer is saying is that he has documentation.
Well, I want to see the documentation.
Yeah. So before we go on with this.
Why even print the story without the documentation?
Well, it's a blockbuster 9-page investigation.
Uh-huh.
So what they're doing.
Did you read all 9 pages?
No, because it wasn't all there. So what they're doing is they're.
Are they pulling a WikiLeaks?
Well, you see, yes. So they printed this.
How often does that thing
I think
come
it only
out?
comes out once a week.
Oh, okay. I thought it was once a month.
No, I think it's once a week. I'm not sure.
There's enough gossip for once a week.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Anyway, so I'm sure they will come out with, each week with another expose.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I want to see the documentation, please.
Yeah, before we go forward with this. So, but I thought I would. Let's see. The front cover says Hillary hitman tells all. She ordered me to destroy Bill's sex victims, bribe reporters to bury the truth, ruin Monica Lewinsky, hide her sleazy affairs, pay hush money to women of the night. So, who is this guy and where's the documentation?
Well,
we'll see. Now, because we have real things.
We have documented issues that the media won't even talk about.
That they won't talk about. They don't have to talk about that.
Right.
Including the fact that there is a file listing the names of known or suspected jihadis in Libya on a Romanian server. How did it get there? I mean, there are witnesses coming forward talking about the cover-ups that are going on. Now, the quid pro quo with Patrick Kennedy, the State Department and the FBI came out yesterday, said, hey, not true. None of this happened.
Obama come out and said that, too.
Obama said the same thing, but it's in black and white. It's in the notes of the FBI agents who wrote it down. Of the 100, this isn't WikiLeaks. These are 100 pages of documents that you could take into court.
Yeah, these are documents from the FBI.
From the FBI. So for the FBI to say it didn't happen, listen to what they're saying. It didn't happen because they didn't accept the quid pro quo.
They didn't accept the bribe. Right.
But the bribe was offered.
Yeah, which is illegal.
Which is a crime.
Yes.
We're going to parse that out in a bit. So for the president and the media going along with this, no, it didn't happen. Well, no, it didn't happen because they didn't accept it. That doesn't
But the offer did.
That doesn't mean he didn't offer it.
Right.
That doesn't mean the FBI said no. That doesn't mean that's not a crime.
Right. That's right.
Words matter.
It does. They do.
They do. All right, let's go to Al. Hey, Al.
Hey, good morning.
Hey.
Yeah, it was interesting to me yesterday to hear Obama call Donald Trump a whiner.
Oh yeah.
In the face of this Project Veritas stuff that is showing that there was collusion and there was a concerted and systematic attempt to subvert the political process by creating riots within the outside of the venues for the Trump rallies, and he even had to cancel a rally. So I mean, you talk about subverting the political process. That's a venue where Trump couldn't get his message out, and they've got that the Project Veritas people have all that on video, and that's apparently drop 2 of 4 came out yesterday.
Right.
If I understood.
And we're posting that too. Yeah. And that guy on the second part, you're going to post the second one, right?
It's already on there.
It's with the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the first and second one are on our blog at ToniandGary.com. It's hard to play some of that because you can't understand it as well on radio. It's better to go look at it because it has the words on there too. But 2 guys now have been fired from this group, and
since they've been found out.
Since they've been found out, right. But, for the media to say there is no voter fraud is, I have more documentation of that today, but going back to what you said about the president saying that Donald Trump was a whiner, in that same press conference, there was a Washington Post reporter who shouted out a question, and Obama whined all over that. Well, you're out of turn.
Really?
Press conference is over, blah, blah, blah.
He said that?
Well, something to that effect, yeah. And so then the reporters that were there took to Twitter and said, talk about a whiner.
Oh, very good.
I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, he's been thin-skinned his whole presidency.
Oh, absolutely.
And he can't stand the slightest criticism. And yet he's calling Trump a whiner. Unless he's doing that mirroring thing, which, you call your opponent what you're doing, which... Hillary's famous for that.
Right.
That's straight out of Saul Alinsky.
Obama whined about Bush his whole first 4 years.
Oh, yeah. And leading up to it during the election, it's all he talked about.
Oh.
And how Bush had ran up the debt.
Yeah, and it was unpatriotic.
Oh, yeah.
And then he'd come in and
doubled it.
And went nuts.
Yeah.
So I was going to tell you guys, so you're talking about the James O'Keefe stuff. So I'm watching Fox News yesterday. I don't remember the girl's name, but she reminds me of Catherine Herridge, Tony. But she's got that short haircut, but she's got a little more gray in her hair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's covering the Hillary Clinton campaign.
Yes,
she's the one that had breast cancer.
I didn't know that.
She used to be an investigative reporter. Now I think she's a Hillary hack. To tell you the truth.
Well, here we go. Then that will play right into what I'm about to tell you. So she's reporting on these James O'Keefe videos, and at the end she says, "And we must remind you that James O'Keefe is a felon."
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Like, what?
Oh, God.
Why is that even relevant? Because the reason he's a felon is because he outed Acorn, who, by the way, was committing voter fraud.
And who no longer
exists.
At least not in the name of
not
Acorn.
Under Acorn, anyway.
Yeah, what the felony was breaking into Mary Landrau's
campaign office,
to get information on Acorn, which he was correct.
Yeah.
He proved it. But he had to
plead
It's interesting because if he was a liberal, and then he would be a liberal hero.
Oh yeah, for breaking into an office of a Republican.
They would be studying him in journalism school. He would be so revered, But because he's fair and which they call conservative, just because fairness is to the right of all of them, then. Then they have to say something like that.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Fairness is now a conservative value.
Yeah,
it's crazy, isn't it?
It is. This debate will be something tonight.
It ought to be something. We'll see. He's going to have to knock it out of the park. I hope he's ready for it.
I hope so. I hope he comes out. He's got to be tough.
He does. He has to be tough, but he has to talk issues.
The thing is, voting for Trump is going to be an act of defiance. I think that the people who vote for it, even if they don't think they can win, it's going to be, they're going to say, you know what, it may not matter in the long run, but I'm going to get out there and I'm going to do it. And so he'll get more people that way, than maybe he otherwise would have.
Right.
And I'm not sure people, as you said, they're just not that passionate about Hillary.
No,
she's going to get her diehard voters, but we'll see. We'll see.
All right, Al, you have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Miss Toni and Gary? Listen to our podcast free anytime, day or night.
And check out our blog at tonyandgary.com with links to the podcast, email, iHeartRadio, listen online, and all the latest stories and video.
And like us on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Toni and Gary.
It's the morning show with Toni and Gary on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by Stand Up to Cancer.
We're off to a good start around Decatur and around Athens. No problems there. Things moving okay around the Madison area. We're not spotting any problems on the interstate, the parkway. If you see traffic trouble, call us. We'll pass it along. Our number is 877-811-3367. I'm Captain Carl in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
I'm Tony Goldwyn. 20 years ago, when my mom had lung cancer, she didn't have many choices. But today you do. If you've been diagnosed with lung cancer, please visit standuptocancer.org/lungcancer to learn more.
Talking with Andy Jones of Last Resort Guns, County Line Road in Madison. A variety of pistol courses offered at Last Resort. Andy, tell us about that.
Yes, we're trying to come up with a number of different ways that we can reach out to people and help educate them as part of our classes. We've started running an introduction to pistol shooting class, which is primarily aimed at beginner shooters or those with not very much confidence or experience of actually shooting a handgun. And it's the shooting element, so it's going in the range and having some instruction on stance and aiming and actually getting the experience and practice with an instructor to go through the shooting. We've also started an NRA course which is called the First Steps, and it's specific to a handgun type, be it a revolver or a pistol, which is how it allows us to limit the time. And then of course we've got the NRA Basic Pistol class, and that covers all forms of handguns.
Visit Last Resort Guns in Madison on County Line Road just south of Palmer Road, or give them a call today, 256-774-5741. That's Last Resort Guns.
Hey, it's George Norrie from Coast to Coast AM. The personal connection that exists between our listeners and our platforms is powerful. It's what fuels our massive reach to more than 250 million consumers across radio, digital, social, mobile, and live events. So let iHeartMedia help you reach new customers and grow your business through customized and effective advertising. Call 844-BUY-RADIO or simply go to iHeartMedia.com. Get heard, be loved, grow your business with iHeartMedia.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow, and like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat, I would flip-flop all night long, I would wake up with a sore neck, maybe a headache, or feel like I needed a nap even though I slept 8 hours. When I invented MyPillow, I wanted it to where you could move the patented fill to give you the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of sleep position. MyPillow will get you into that deep sleep faster, and you will stay there longer. It's not about how much time we spend in bed, it's about how much of that quality sleep we get. I do all of my own manufacturing right here in the United States. I have a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry my pillow, and I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. And here's my best offer ever. You can buy one of my pillows and get one absolutely free. Go to mypillow.com or call 800-480-1941 and use the promo code iHeart. That's 800-480-1941 or go to mypillow.com and use the promo code iHeart.
I'm Tony Goldwyn. 20 years ago, when my mom had lung cancer, she didn't have many choices. But today you do. If you've been diagnosed with lung cancer, please visit standuptocancer.org/lungcancer to learn more.
Don't miss Tiger Talk, sponsored by Tennessee Valley Fence, Thursday night at 8 on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Hey, this is Bo Thomas with Thomas HVAC. And if you're even thinking about getting a new heating and cooling system, you'll want to take advantage of our fall football special. Right now, we're offering 0% for 60-month financing on new Trane heating and cooling systems. Give us a call at 256-858-4822 or go to coolhuntsville.com.
Bo Thomas, Thomas HVAC, what a great special. All right, we'll get back to trivia in a second. All right, so now it looks like, according to WikiLeaks, it appears that the hacking of the Clinton Foundation may have been an inside job. Now, we actually reported on that, back during the Democratic convention, when WikiLeaks first announced that they were when they first released the DNC emails, and there were reports out there from sources that said this was an inside job. And then remember that one guy, he ended up getting killed, and they still haven't figured out who killed him or anything.
Right.
But what they're saying is it does appear that a high-ranking aide named Justin was caught loading spyware on multiple computers and going through BlackBerries so that he could read employee emails. Now, was this guy the guy that had something to do with giving everything to WikiLeaks? We'll discuss.
Bring home the fun.
Play casino games on your PC.
These are the same games you play at the casino,
but you can play them at home.
To get you started, here's an offer that'll save you 40% off your entire order.
Go to Phantom EFX. Choose your games and enter promo code iHeart at checkout.
PhantomEFX.com. Promo code iHeart at checkout.
Play casino games at home.
And save 40% at PhantomEFX.com. Promo code iHeart.
We have a great new show on WBHP, Huntsville's Big Talker you don't want to miss. It's The Land Show with Dave Milton. Dave informs you on everything you need to know about investing in land. Be sure to tune in Saturday mornings from 9 a.m. till 10 a.m. for The Land Show with Dave Milton. And visit thelandshow.com to get Dave's free report, 7 Proven Land Investment Strategies. Don't miss The Land Show with Dave Milton for successful land investing every Saturday morning, 9 till 10, right here on WBHP, Huntsville's Big Talker.
So why do people drive from all over the Southeast to Eddie Pruitt Ford?
Tremendous savings on new Ford cars and trucks, crossovers, and SUVs.
Right now, great buys at Eddie Pruitt Ford. Great incentives from Ford Motor Company as well as from Eddie Pruitt himself. And he's got those program vehicles with still under factory warranty mileage on them at Eddie Pruitt Ford, and you can save thousands and thousands of dollars. And at Eddie Pruitt Ford, every new Ford comes with a powertrain lifetime warranty. You heard me right. A lifetime powertrain warranty with every new Ford sold at Eddie Pruitt Ford. So do like I do and have been doing for years. I head over to Hartselle, Alabama, Highway 31 and do business with my friend Eddie Pruitt. And you'll do it too because he'll treat you right at Eddie Pruitt Ford, Highway 31, Hartselle.
This is WBHP Huntsville, WHOS Decatur, and WDRM-FM HD2 Decatur, an iHeart radio station.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump taking the debate stage tonight for one final primetime showdown. The Las Vegas event can be seen on the Fox News channel tonight at 9 Eastern. President Obama hosting his final state dinner last night, honoring Italian Prime Minister Matteo Renzi. The president assuring Renzi of America's support as Italy faces a referendum on a constitutional overhaul.
As you fight for the cause of reform, know that we stand with you. I believe that Italy and the world will continue to benefit from your leadership for many years to come.
Renzi calling the visit a chance to pay tribute to the enduring friendship between U.S. and Italy. An American among a crew launching into space from Russia this morning.
And liftoff. Shane Kimbrough, Sergei Ryzhikov, and Andrei Borisenko blasting off from Kazakhstan, making their way towards the International Space Station.
They'll spend 4 months aboard the orbiting space station. Fox News. We report, you decide.
It's home improvement time.
Yellowhammer Roofing is one of around 300 Platinum Preferred contractors in the entire country, with 45 years of combined experience serving the Southeast. They're licensed and insured, locally owned and operated, and we're proud to have them as part of our Home Experts team. Find out more at WBHPAM.com, keyword Home Experts.
The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by Unbound.
Wednesday morning traffic off to a good start around the valley. We're not spotting any problems. If you're heading up and down the Parkway, 565 moving okay. No problems on the interstate between Athens and Decatur. Right now, it's a good ride heading over Chapman Mountain, Highway 72. I'm Captain Carl in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
When you sponsor through Unbound, you not only open the door to education for a young person, you empower a family to build a foundation of financial stability, empowerment, and respect. See your contribution grow into opportunity at unbound.org.
If you're thinking of buying or selling a home in the Tennessee Valley, you need to think first of Carrie Rosenblum and Rosenblum Realty in Huntsville, because experience matters. Right, Carrie?
Absolutely, Gary. As you go into a real estate transaction, one of the biggest investments you ever make, it's important to know that you're in good hands and people that can help you out. And we at Rosenblum Realty, we know the processes involved in getting you there from start to finish. We know the locations that you're going to want to be, as we talk with you, to locate in and know how to pick the right properties out. And we try to provide no surprises. That's important, not to be surprised at the closing table with dollars and cents that you didn't expect to pay. So throughout the whole process of getting a contract done, negotiating, and getting a home inspected and on down to the closing table, we're going to find you the right places with no surprises. Call us at 539-9501 or visit our website at rosenblumrealty.com, and we'll be glad to find the right place for you.
Guys, when it comes to grooming, we're no longer interested in discount chains and unisex salons. Men nowadays demand the warm, personal atmosphere of the barbershop of days gone by, while enjoying man-sized leather chairs, big screen TVs, and a cold drink. Rooster's Men's Grooming Center has it all for you. They're located at 475 Providence Main Street in Huntsville. Give them a call at Rooster's Men's Grooming Center at 489-0886. If you're looking for one of the finest dining experiences in the Tennessee Valley, if you're looking for the best, absolute best steaks and the freshest seafood, look no further. Nick's Ristorante on Bailey Cove Road, south of Weatherly in Huntsville, is the place for you. Go by and see our buddy Nick and all the family there waiting to serve you with the best food that Huntsville has seen in years and years at Nick's Ristorante on Bailey Cove Road, just south of Weatherly.
Maddie, what are you doing? How do you like the new sign? Sutton and Daughters Furniture? Does Daddy know about this? Well, we can't call it Sutton and Sons because we don't have any brothers. And besides, we've helped Daddy in the store practically since we were babies. Sutton and Daughters, that has a nice ring to it. Finally, some respect around here. Laren, this could be the start of a new trend. Either that or World War III.
The brands you trust, like Clayton Marcus and Craftmaster, at a price you'll love.
That's because Daddy said sell it.
Sutton Furniture.
Highway 72 in Athens.
High school football scores, interviews, and more. Catch the Fifth Quarter Show Friday night at 9 on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
I'm Chris Haley with Haley's Flooring and Interiors and Liberty Safes, and we will be giving away a Liberty Tactical Gun Safe, an $1,100 value. Listen for details.
The Toni and Gary SEC Football Pick'em Contest. Find out more online at toniandgary.com and listen weekdays 5 to 8 a.m. here on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
6:05 on the morning show. We'll get back to trivia in a second. I did want to play for you what Judge Napolitano said about those FBI documents showing that a bribe was offered. The president came out yesterday and said there was no quid pro quo. The Clinton campaign said didn't happen. FBI said it didn't happen. State Department said it didn't happen.
Everybody's a lie.
But there are documents that are admissible in court from the FBI that show there are two agents who said that the bribe was offered. The offer was from Patrick Kennedy, the Deputy Secretary of State, who said, if you would take Hillary Clinton's email and declassify it or make the classification lower, then we have openings overseas for FBI agents. We'll put a few more openings, which is under the State Department. They decide how many people get to go over there and for these jobs, right? And they would open up a few more positions where FBI agents could have some of those plum positions.
Yeah.
The agent said no, even though Patrick Kennedy asked several times. That was not just one time. He asked some more times, according to the FBI document. So the bribe was offered. They didn't take it. That doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Right.
Let's go to Judge Napolitano.
moments ago, you heard it from Catherine Herridge, the FBI releasing a set of documents believed to be connected to the investigation of Hillary Clinton's server. Some Republicans believe that those documents show discussions of a quid pro quo between senior State Department official Patrick Kennedy and the FBI. Fox News senior judicial analyst Judge Anna Napolitano with me now. And Judge, good morning to you.
Morning, Bill.
Essentially, the allegation is this. If you go ahead and change the classification of certain emails, we could provide jobs for people who might want them down the road overseas. The FBI has denied this. Catherine Harris 20 minutes ago came out with new information. Where does this story at the moment stand, Judge?
At the moment, the story stands that there is evidence, strong evidence to believe that Mrs. Clinton's, one of her senior aides from the State Department, Patrick Kennedy, offered a bribe to an FBI agent or a group of FBI agents to change the classified markings on documents after they had been subpoenaed and after they had been surrendered. And in return for that change, offered or suggested the availability, these bribe offers are never that precise, they're not in writing, but offered the availability of cushy overseas assignments for FBI agents. Mr. Kennedy has denied this emphatically. The FBI's own records are ambiguous as to whether or not he actually said this. A 302, an FBI memorandum written by an FBI agent, says he offered it and we rejected it. Some of the emails now say he never even offered it. But look, something like this, I've never seen this in my career, Bill, where an effort is made to change a document after it is evidence in a criminal prosecution.
Stop right there.
That's obstruction.
That is important. That this was during the investigation of her email server is when he went to the State Department. There's other emails now that have come out since this report that show that did happen.
And it was after the subpoena.
Was after the subpoena that he's wanting the classification changed and offering jobs overseas. Go ahead.
And after it is evidence in a criminal prosecution, that's obstruction of justice, that's tampering with evidence, that's offering a bribe. Why wasn't somebody charged with these crimes by the FBI? Instead, we learn about this.
So, Judge, just we're clear on this. The FBI says no one was given anything in return. Is it a crime to merely suggest the possibility?
Of course it is. It's the offer of a bribe. It's an attempted bribe. It's an attempt to alter evidence. Look, there are often intra-agency discussions about...
That's good. So it's even if they didn't accept the bribe, it is still a crime.
Right.
If you try to bribe somebody, try to bribe a police officer, what happens? Try to bribe, a judge. What happens? You go to jail.
Right. Whether they accept it or not.
It's a crime. But the FBI, the State Department, the DOJ, they're all colluding to keep all this stuff hidden.
How can the FBI... So, I understand the FBI has actually said, no, that didn't happen.
Right.
The offer didn't happen.
The offer didn't happen. It's what they said. That's not true.
No, it's a lie.
The offer did happen. They didn't do it. But the offer happened. Now, the FBI, from what I understand, the FBI agent who wrote this has now talked to some people saying, wait a minute, this did happen.
Well, why? So, this is a 302, I take it? Mm-hmm. Okay, and this was written after
the investigation started.
Okay. So, this was written without the knowledge to this FBI agent that it was going to become public. He didn't know his notes were going to become public, right?
Right.
For instance, he didn't put that in there on purpose to sink Hillary Clinton.
No, he was writing down what was going on.
Yes.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think 1776, Corey, is Catherine Herridge in her report on this. I'm hoping that's the latest. Let's listen and see if that's the latest report. Go ahead.
Well, thanks, Bill. The FBI posted these documents from the email investigation. I have about 30 of them right here. They went up online about 9 minutes ago. There's a total of 100 pages, and based on what I've read, it focuses on the initial stages of the investigation in 2015. This is a critical time period because based on a reporting that came from 3 Republicans who had been briefed on these files, there are serious allegations that there was discussion of a quid pro quo between a senior State Department executive, Patrick Kennedy, who worked directly for then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, and an FBI agent. And the deal, we were told, went like this, that in exchange for changing the classification on a highly sensitive email, the State Department would provide for the FBI more slots for their agents overseas. These slots at the overseas embassies are highly coveted by the Bureau. The FBI's position has been that this quid pro quo never took place, but the Bureau also acknowledges that the discussion of a change in classification with Kennedy and also the FBI agent happened in the same phone call, though they say they were not connected.
All right, stop
they
right
also
there.
indicate.
So the FBI did indicate in their conversation with Catherine Herridge that it did happen. It just wasn't accepted.
Right.
But
Which means, but before the FBI started lying about it, which means the FBI didn't commit a crime, but Patrick Kennedy did.
Yes, because he's the one who offered the bribe.
Right.
Now the FBI is saying, well, it wasn't even offered. Well, they told Catherine Herridge it was offered in a phone call.
Yeah.
And then the other FBI agent said, well, it wasn't just a one-off.
Mm-hmm.
He came back again and offered again. So there is something really, really that stinks in this whole thing.
By the way, it doesn't matter how many times he offered.
Right.
Just once does it.
Once is an offer.
For me and you, once would
put us
all
under
it
the
would
jail.
take. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to Mark. Hey, Mark. Hey, Mark.
Good morning. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's a little too early to get into the meat of this. All I got to say is one thing. This is brought to you from a party that redefined the definition of the word is.
Oh, you are absolutely correct. It depends on what the definition of is.
This redefine what ethics and the truth. Of course, politicians do it. If it was Republicans, it probably wouldn't be a whole lot different. Probably, but who knows? Anyway, this is just a long-standing, 8-year plus redefinition of ethics, morals, the rules. However, this president has been a little worse about it. I'm not sure why, but everything's going down. It's just a spiral down the toilet, and if Clinton gets in, I can't even fathom when God's going to say, I've had it. I'm done. You guys are toast. It's like it did with the Jews. So, anyway.
No telling what will happen, yeah. Thank you, Mark.
See y'all later.
All right. Now, let's go to 1784, because I want to show you a comparison between what Hillary Clinton has done and what would happen to just a regular, let's say, Navy officer.
For us, what would the consequence be for a U.S. Navy E6 petty officer if they handled classified information as loosely as the Secretary of State did? And is there any conceivable possibility, should they avoid court-martial, that they would have maintained their security clearance?
Well, again, I don't want to compare the two. The FBI already spoke to former Secretary Clinton's email practices. Really? That's all on the record, and they didn't feel that there was a need to take that forward in a legal way. And I think I'm going to let them speak for that. But to your other question, I think what you're getting at is the seriousness with which any federal agency considers classification. And as a naval officer, I certainly were put under strict guidelines on that and observe them. And of course, we expect that of everybody here at the State Department too. Everybody's trained on how to handle classified information. There's rigorous retraining in place, and it's something we're always
mindful of. And that involves not having your own server, right?
Well, again, I think this has been talked about before because
it really
she's admitted
hasn't.
that
it just makes no sense.
Okay, so hang on right there. So this is actually MSNBC, the most liberal network out there.
Well, I was about to ask you who that is.
Yeah, and this is John Kirby. He is the State Department spokesperson.
Yeah,
who is talking.
He's a horrible spokesperson.
And he
cannot spin.
He was a naval officer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. Mm. So let's go back to Mika. Go ahead.
Mika?
Mm-hmm.
This is Skarbinski?
Yes. Go ahead.
No sense. It It really makes no sense.
So, Admiral, what you're saying is there would be no consequences for a U.S. Navy E6 petty officer who handled classified information descriptively like the FBI director handled. And I'm not talking about the decision to prosecute. It's an apples and oranges thing. I'm talking about what the FBI director said about the handling of classified information. I'm just curious, from a standard perspective, that would a Navy E6 mid-level enlisted person in the Navy, would there be any consequences for handling classified information like that, as a former United States Navy admiral, who I think could illuminate this for our viewers?
Well, I'm sorry I didn't answer the question quite the way I should have the first time. The short answer is, of course, yes. I mean, in the Navy and all the military services, the improper handling of classified information is something we take very seriously, and people are held to account for that. And that's the same here at the State Department. People are still held to account for the proper handling of classified information. We take this very seriously. I'm not going to get into what the FBI determined or didn't determine in her case, but yes, whether it's, you said E6, first class petty officer, whether it's a chief.
So, and he can spin it all he wants, but the FBI said she had over 110 classified emails on her server that were mishandled.
Mm-hmm.
They were mishandled. But if you're a regular guy in the Navy and you mishandle classified information, guess what?
One. Not 110.
Guess what? You'll be held to account.
It's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's done.
Your career's over.
We told you about the guy who just sent classified information to his platoon in Afghanistan just to watch out for this Afghan police officer who was raping the young boys. He's raping young boys.
So I have a question. Let's see if you have the answer, because I haven't heard the answer yet. So they're talking about Patrick Kennedy trying to get a document classified at a lower level.
Right.
I thought what we've learned over the last year, I mean, we've learned a whole bunch of stuff about classification. I thought that the information inside the document is what determined whether a document was classified and at what level, really.
Well, this is getting into the weeds a little bit, but my understanding is this particular email, if it got a lower classification, somehow they could bury it in the State Department from the Freedom of Information Act request.
Okay.
So the whole gist...
It was all about hiding it.
It was all about hiding it. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm thinking it was a Benghazi email, but I'm not sure.
That was my next question. What was in it?
I can't find it.
Of course not.
Yeah.
It's been burned.
It's been burned or, buried or...
eaten.
Something.
It's gone.
But the only reason we know about it, and we will know what was in it, because there are 2 FBI agents who are involved in this. That will have to come out eventually. We'll see.
If they survive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's go to Clarence. Hey, Clarence.
Good morning, Tony.
Hey.
That spinner misspoke.
Oh, really?
He should have said some people are held to account.
Some people. And he kept saying, well, I can't talk to Hillary Clinton. Well, I'm sorry. It's the same thing.
And Tony, it's really interesting that the liar-in-chief calls the FBI liars. I mean, that's your reward for letting some people corrupt you. You get to be called a liar now.
I wonder what's happened so far to those 2 FBI agents.
Well, I bet they've been reprimanded, not publicly or
well,
not in there.
Aren't there 2 FBI agents and 2 State Department people? I think there's 2 and 2.
Could be.
Well, I think so.
They've all 4 been talked to.
Those 4 people are liars. The FBI's liars. Now, Obama and Hillary have corrupted the FBI.
Well, James Comey is a liar.
Comey is corrupted. I don't care what you say. So there's your reward, Comey. Now you're a liar from the liar-in-chief.
I mean, the people in the FBI are now coming forward saying, he stood in the way of this investigation.
Well, sure he did. Let's start checking his bank accounts if we can find them all. And it's awfully interesting that the whiner-in-chief tells Donald Trump not to whine. This coming from the most pampered and protected president in this nation's history. I think JFK would have liked to have had that consideration.
Well, it's hard to even fathom. There was a story a couple of days ago. The headline was, the FBI's own investigation summary proves Hillary Clinton broke the law. Well, when the documents were released and Undersecretary of State Patrick Kennedy pressured the senior FBI official into pressuring him to do it, he didn't do it. But they said that Kennedy contacted the organization, asked for the change in classification, and the FBI agent actually wrote the words "quid pro quo" in his notes.
Good grief!
In his notes, Clarence.
He just
It must be getting really tough for the media to protect Hillary and Obama.
No.
I'm sure they've got to spend hours every morning trying to figure out how to spin the latest scandal.
Well, they have figured it out.
Trump.
Scandals.
Yeah.
More women coming out. More women. More now. The friends of the woman at People Magazine have come out and said that she told the truth. None of them were there.
Right. Oh, but she told the truth.
But now 6 of her friends, according to CNN, have all said that she told the truth. Well, but none of them were there.
Well, hey, osmosis. Tony, I've got 2 comments on the Inquirer story.
Okay.
Number 1 is it's going to elevate her status among her base.
True.
Okay. And number 2, I find it interesting that this guy is called a hitman.
A hitman, yeah.
I mean, there's been a lot of people that have died.
Well, allegedly, one of the people was Vince Foster. Wouldn't that be something if she had an affair with Vince Foster and then they got rid of him? But again, it was my grocery store
Maybe
trip.
It was suicide.
I got you.
Oh, good grief, Corey. Oh, that was bad. Gotta go, Clarence.
Bye.
Oh. All right, everybody, hang tight. We'll be right back.
Listen to Toni and Gary on your smartphone.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen anywhere in the U.S.
And we're on HD Radio 102.1-2. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/Toni and Gary.
It's the morning show with Toni and Gary on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
So why do people drive from all over the Southeast to Eddie Pruitt Ford?
Tremendous savings on new Ford cars and trucks, crossovers, and SUVs.
Right now, great buys at Eddie Pruitt Ford. Great incentives from Ford Motor Company as well as from Eddie Pruitt himself. And he's got those program vehicles with still under factory warranty mileage on them at Eddie Pruitt Ford, and you can save thousands and thousands of dollars. And at Eddie Pruitt Ford, every new Ford comes with a powertrain lifetime warranty. You heard me right. A lifetime powertrain warranty with every new Ford sold at Eddie Pruitt Ford. So do like I do and have been doing for years. I head over to Hartselle, Alabama, Highway 31 and do business with my friend Eddie Pruitt. And you'll do it too because he'll treat you right at Eddie Pruitt Ford, Highway 31, Hartselle.
Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans. Mortgage rates have dropped again. In fact, recently mortgage rates have dropped to the second lowest level in history. Now is the time for you to take advantage of these historically low rates and save serious money every month by refinancing your mortgage. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is all the way down to 3.5%, APR 3.57%. Call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN to see how far we can lower your mortgage payment.
Almost 1 billion children around the world live in extreme poverty. You can change or even save the life of one of those kids when you become a sponsor with Compassion International. Find out how you can help at compassion.com/radio.
The Liosi Group has been taking care of your office needs for over 40 years. They've also been saving 95% of their customers' money and improving efficiency. In this economy, people don't want to think about buying office equipment, but the Liosi Group is reducing hard dollar cost for their customers. How? The machines do more and cost less. Lexmark copiers revolutionize how copies, prints, scans, and faxes are made. Don't be afraid to check into saving your company money. The Liosi Group is where you'll receive quality service guaranteed, response time guaranteed. That means guaranteed satisfaction. Call the Liosi Group to start reducing your office costs today.
Service, extraordinary service.
Just ask anyone.
650-4150. LIOCE.
From the Exergen Temporal Thermometer Weather Center.
Now, your official WBHP Weather Center forecast.
This report is brought to you by Foundation for a Better Life.
I'm WHNT News 19 meteorologist Ben Smith. A partly cloudy sky, record high temperatures this afternoon, only an isolated shower. The high is 90, and the record is that same temperature from 1926. Tonight, mostly cloudy, lows in the mid-60s with only a few showers. On Thursday, rain and thunderstorms likely, much cooler, highs only in the upper 70s. Check my forecast at WBHP with you everywhere. Download the free iHeartRadio app at WBHPAM.com.
Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor?
Hi, neighbor.
Mr. Rogers passed along friendship, hoping we would too. Friendship, pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at Values.com.
Liberty Mutual Insurance presents a story about pickles.
It's 2 a.m. and your pregnant wife needs pickles. So you pick up some green happiness, but hit a parked car. Great, something else to worry about. Luckily, Liberty Mutual Insurance has 24/7 claims assistance, so you can take care of your claim right away. Problem solved. Now, if only you bought the right pickles.
Visit a local office or call 844-8-LIBERTY. You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company.
Hey, by now you've heard me talking about the most clever game my family has ever played. It's called the Wits and Wagers Party Game. Now, no game is going to bring families together like Wits and Wagers. Now, one reason why is that anybody, any age can play and they can win. And as soon as you start playing, you'll notice everybody starts putting down their phones and their gadgets. So play the game that I love. It's called Wits and Wagers. And right now, Wits and Wagers is on sale at Target, $5 off. It's the best party game you'll ever play. Wits and Wagers. Wits and Wagers.
Toni and Gary sound better in HD. Listen on your HD radio at 102.1 HD2.
I'm Keith Pinkerton with Mr. Electric. Never worry again about a power outage. Call me about a whole house generator at 256-536-8119.
You know, now's the time. It really is for that whole house generator. As you know, it's going to be fall here in a few days, and then it's going to be winter immediately. So it's time. Check it out. Just have them come out and tell you about it. Mr. Electric, phone number is?
Wouldn't you hate for an ice storm to show up and you've been procrastinating all this time? 256-536-8119.
Yeah, I was trying to get exactly the phrase that Podesta said to Bernie. Let me see here.
Bernie Sanders?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it was John Podesta, the campaign. CNN tried to make it out like the campaign manager had nothing to do with anything, that Hillary Clinton didn't send these emails. Well, remember the campaign manager for Donald Trump? What was the guy's name? That they just raked over the coals for allegedly colluding with the Russians?
Paul Manafort.
Yeah. But Podesta, I think he called him a doofus, if I'm not... Yeah, he did.
Yeah, a doofus.
Is that what he called him?
Yep.
Yeah, he issued a warning to Clinton saying, so Bernie, you're a doofus who pretends to defend women or something like that in one of his emails. Now, how can Bernie Sanders go out and campaign for her? How can Bernie Sanders supporters vote for her?
I don't think they will. Some of them will,
some of them
obviously,
will.
But Bernie Sanders is a sellout.
He is a sellout.
Yeah.
$600,000 house. How do you buy that?
Did you
for a socialist? That's amazing.
Did you see? Well, he's got all the people's money. Did you see her vice presidential list?
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. I want to talk about that $600,000 house, though, because I know.
What do you want to talk about?
Because I know
how many bedrooms or what?
No, but I know that he had to get a mortgage, right, Mary?
Yes.
Not for Mary Lawrence. He didn't.
He didn't get it from Mary.
Great segue.
But if you are wanting to buy a $600,000 house, you can get a mortgage from Mary. How are you, Mary?
I'm great. Bernie probably didn't need a mortgage.
No, he probably got that from his campaign, don't you think?
Somewhere, yeah.
He got it from somewhere. You're right. You're right. He did. But anyway, let's talk about how we can help people. You have so many different ways to help people right here in the Tennessee Valley. It's amazing. And you know what?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, and there's a lot of people moving into the Valley.
There's a lot of people moving into the Valley, and I was reading something yesterday that says there's a lot more people getting ready to sell because the average time for 35 years that people own their house was about 6 years. We are in the longest average for over 50 years. People have been in their houses for 10 years now.
Really?
Because of all the difference. So the average time now that someone has owned a house is 10 years. So I think there's getting ready. The story was projecting that there's getting ready to be a lot of homes for sale. But this also means those folks are going to be buying a house. So there's going to be a lot of activity in the market, which changes the way we've been looking at it over the last few years because, it was more of a buyer's market recently. So this is going to be really different in the upcoming couple of years.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And I've also talked to two people recently who have refinanced. And one of them had a 6.5 interest rate, but the other one only had a 4.5. But she said that even at 4.5, that she got tell me if this is right, if I'm getting this right, that she got a 2.9 on a 15-year. And so that was almost 2 points and saved her a ton of money.
Well, it saves a ton of money. And, the equity that you can build into your house, paying it off, having a 15-year term as opposed to 30, you see real equity, after each payment, where in a 30-year mortgage, the amount that you're paying towards principal is a lot less. So being able to go down to a 15-year loan just really does a lot.
It does a lot. And then for those people who are wanting to get the equity out of their house so that they can either remodel or add on or, do these outdoor kitchens and outdoor fireplaces now that it's fall and with waterproof big screen TVs. And I understand they have those now. And
what are you doing? Just naming off your wish list?
I am. Actually, yes. that is my wish list.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of people have that same wish list.
I think they do too, Mary.
Yeah, and especially if you've been in your house for a little while, you might have the equity just to pull it out and do what you want to do and stay there. There's so many people remodeling in the older areas right now.
Yeah, especially South Huntsville.
South Huntsville, absolutely, because it's a great area, and the things that they're bringing down there are, with the new school and everything, it's nice. And those neighborhoods are great.
They are great neighborhoods. They're just older homes.
And which is not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. They're built good. You just want to remodel and fix it up and update them and things like that. And then you have people like Bo who's building, and you're helping him with that. You want something brand new. You want to do it. You want to go through the process and everything, and have a home that you have helped lay out where everything is. He's got three baby girls now.
Oh, I know.
And a couple of dogs.
And talking about building, we had the Parade of Homes the last 2 weekends, and with the shortage in inventory coming, this is great news for builders. They're getting back on track to where they're being able to supply a lot of that demand now. So, it's just really a win-win right now. We're in a very good market, a very good place to be.
Really are. All right, Mary, what's your number?
Hey, it's 256-755-1008.
Mary Lawrence can help you. No matter what you want to do, she can help you. She has a plan. You have a plan for everybody, don't you, Mary? Just about.
We can sure talk about it, yes.
There you go. You have a great day, Mary.
Thanks, you too. Take care.
I love Mary.
I do too. She is such a great person. Russ is in the house. We'll talk to him. We'll go to the phone when we come back. Don't go away.
Listen to Toni and Gary on your smartphone.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen anywhere in the U.S.
And we're on HD Radio 102.1-2. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/Toni and Gary.
It's the morning show with Toni and Gary on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
I'm Chris Haley with Haley's Flooring and Interiors and Liberty Safes, and we will be giving away a Liberty Tactical Gun Safe, an $1,100 value. Listen for details.
The Toni and Gary SEC Football Pick'em Contest. Find out more online at ToniandGary.com and listen weekdays 5 to 8 a.m. here on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Hello, Americans. I'm Todd Stearns with this Fox News and Commentary next.
This is an alert. If your business or church is building this year, you're about to pay more than you should. This could mean thousands of dollars more for your office, retail space, church, or warehouse. A General Steel building can save you as much as half the cost and time of similar conventional construction. And we're offering rebates of up to $20,000 to help you build today. Call General Steel for free information that could save you thousands. Call 800-98-STEEL. 800-98-STEEL. That's 800-987-8335.
A Bible was removed from the waiting room of a VA clinic in Athens, Ohio. The Military Religious Freedom Foundation had complained, alleging the good book had no place in a waiting room. They say the presence of a Bible on military property was a violation of the Constitution. Good housekeeping, it's okay. Good book? Dr. Adam Jackson had the staff conduct a search of the entire building to make sure no other Bibles were lurking about. So let's say you're in the waiting room dealing with a medical issue. Would you find greater comfort in the Bible or a back issue of People magazine? In a letter to the Military Religious Freedom Foundation, the doctor says they routinely have teams look for such material. Sounds kind of creepy to me. But now we know why the VA can't provide adequate medical care to our veterans. They're too busy rounding up contraband Bibles. I'm Todd Stearns.
Big Spring Entertainment presents Sarah Evans live in concert at the VBC Concert Hall, performing all the songs you know and love. This very special Christmas show will also feature her holiday classics. Tickets for the December 16th show are on sale now. Visit the VBC box office or Ticketmaster.com to purchase tickets for this unforgettable Christmas event.
An important message from Medicare.
I found a better deal on prescriptions.
I found a new plan with lower costs. It's Medicare Open Enrollment. Have you compared plans yet? Who knows what you might find?
Check out your options at Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
You never know unless you go.
Medicare Open Enrollment, October 15th through December 7th. Brought to you by the Department of Health and Human Services.
These days, you gotta have a side hustle. And I'm not talking about a 9-to-5. I'm talking about driving with Uber. It's the ultimate side hustle. You want to earn extra money? Drive with Uber. Have a few spare hours here and there? Drive with Uber. You like the idea of being your own boss? Drive with Uber. You make a great boss. You're probably driving right now. You should be earning. If you want your car to start making you money, then visit uber.com/drive now and get your side hustle on today. That's uber.com/drive now.
All busy moms and dads could use less stress in their lives. The Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer takes stress out of caring for a sick child. No need to even wake your child. A gentle forehead scan is all it takes. Get your Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer at your local club warehouse or other fine retailers today.
The Train Comfort Specialist. He's so reliable that buses set their schedules to him. Once, he was the best man for a guy he didn't even know. He's never used a snooze button. The unstoppable Train Comfort Specialist. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
And now with new technology to combat bacteria, viruses, and allergens, will be even harder to stop. I'm Bo Thomas, and I am your Train Comfort Specialist. Call Thomas HVAC today, 256-858-4822, or go to coolhuntsville.com.
Speed limit 55. Right turn only. Exit here. With some signs, it's clear what you're supposed to do. But heart attack warning signs aren't always this obvious. They can feel like arm pain, nausea, dizziness, shortness of breath, fatigue. If you experience the warning signs, call 911 and know that you can count on the accredited chest pain center at Crestwood Medical Center for nationally recognized heart care.
In the market for a new or pre-owned RV? Let us help you. Hi, this is Chase with Bankston Motorhomes. For over 46 years, my family has helped thousands of people just like you enjoy the RVing lifestyle. Whether you are taking a trip to the beach, exploring the West, tailgating, or just going on a weekend trip with your family, we have something for you. View all of our inventory online at bankstonmotorhomes.com or stop by any of Bankston's 5 locations here in North Alabama and Southern Tennessee.
Start your day at Hardee's with a delicious sausage and egg biscuit for only 99 cents. That's right, a buttery made-from-scratch biscuit with savory sausage and fluffy egg, now just 99 cents at your neighborhood Hardee's restaurant.
The award-winning Auto Advice Show, The Car Pro Show, your source for straight talk and honest answers about everything automotive.
It's The Car Pro Show. I'm Jerry Reynolds.
Saturdays noon to 3 and Sundays 9 to 11 a.m. on 800 and 1230 WBHP. The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by Foundation for a Better Life. Traveling on the interstate this morning, we're off to a good start. No problems around Decatur, around Athens. Things moving okay on Highway 72. So far, no problems on 431 around Big Cove. I'm Captain Carl in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
This is water. Can you feel this, Helen? Yes, water! Helen, it's water!
Deaf and blind, Helen Keller overcame her world of darkness. Foresight, pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Gary Dobbs here talking with Stuart Tanksley of Pro Fence of the Tennessee Valley. Stuart, tell us what you do.
We build just about any kind of fence you want within reason, obviously. We try to ensure that our customers get what they pay for and they get the best value. I like to sell people on quality instead of price, but there's an old adage that says, you get what you pay for. And, that's something that we're proud to stand behind. We build a better quality product by taking extra steps and extra measures that we don't charge extra for. And, being a small business versus some of our competitors, we don't have the huge overhead.
And with lower overhead, you can pass that savings along to your customers. So give ProFence a call. Talk to Stuart Tanksley. The number is 584-0092. That's 256-584-0092. If you want a fence built right and you want to save money, you need to be talking to ProFence.
Catch the Pat Dye Show, Friday night at 8 on the Valley's Big Talker, 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Hey, this is Bo Thomas with Thomas HVAC Company. It's football season. That means I'll be giving away $100 in cash to one Toni and Gary listener each week.
The Toni and Gary SEC Football Pick'em Contest. Find out more online at ToniandGary.com and listen weekdays 5 to 8 a.m. here on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Welcome back to the morning show. Okay, what are we giving away?
$40 for Popeye's Cajun Fried Chicken. Movie passes for 2 at Hollywood 18. Family 4-pack to the Botanical Gardens. $20 from Dunkin' Donuts, Huntsville and Madison.
And a day pass to the range at Last Resort Guns, County Line Road in Madison.
All you have to do is call us. At the end of the show, we'll draw from all the people who have called in, and that person wins.
534-3521 and 309-2313.
We've added prizes. We have family 4-pack to Tate Farms, as well as a couple of passes to Talladega for Saturday's race. And Roosters Men's Grooming Center, the club cut, the hot shave, the neck massage, along with all the other prizes. One person wins. We're looking for a car. Let me find it. Where's my car? Oh, there it is. So all the answers
That's
begin...
the first time you said that, is it?
No.
Now, where's my car?
Where's my car? And then I have to push that button in the Walmart parking. Because you know how many gray SUVs there are out there?
Yeah,
every
a whole
one.
bunch of them.
And I have to make it beep so I can find it. That's crazy. So all the answers begin with car.
Okay.
All right? A song sung at Christmas time begins with car. A red bird or a St. Louis baseballer. Freight or any goods that are transported. Candy component from heated sugar. Let me see here. Flour often used as a boutonniere. Capital of Venezuela. OPEC. For example, OPEC. OPEC.
Well, the word that came to mind is not the right word, I'm sure.
Well, it may be the right word because it's actually called that.
Really?
We'll have to see what word you're looking at. Phone numbers are
256-534-3521 and 309-2313.
Okay, I'm sorry, but before we get to Russ and the phones, we have to get to this story.
Okay.
1785, please. I mean, you talk about the Clintons, and it had something to do with something you just said, Russ.
Oh, really?
Which we can't say on the air. So, but I do want you to hear this story.
Police are investigating a bizarre claim. Lawrenceville police tell us they believe a Hillary Clinton campaign bus may have illegally dumped human waste in between campaign stops today. Now, it happened on Grayson Highway. CBS 46 Gwinnett County reporter Christian De La Rosa is live at the scene. Christian, the hazmat team had to respond to this, yes?
Yes, they did, and so you can imagine the commotion. Police tell me that when they showed up here to the 500 block of Grayson Highway, it was all covered in toilet paper, and there was a foul smell. There was a foul smell everywhere, and it was all caught on tape. Take a look at pictures we obtained of this bus. We got them from an eyewitness. A businessman nearby said he saw the bus illegally dumping sewage into a storm drain.
Wastewater just dumping all out in the street, pouring out in the storm drain. And at this time, I've got my cell phone out, and I'm taking pictures at this because I don't care who you are. That's just wrong.
It is.
And I can also tell you that investigators with the State Environment Protection Department are now investigating that over there. If we can pan over to the side, is the storm drain where the bus was parked. And there are concerns at this point that whatever was dumped may have gotten or reached several bodies of water in the area. Now, we are also in contact with the Clinton campaign. We're trying to get them to answer some of our questions and get a statement from them in response, and I'll have that all new at 5. For now, we're live in Gwinnett County. I'm Christian De La Rosa.
Hey, it was the
CBS
South.
46.
They don't care. The Clinton campaign knows they can't pull up on the side of the road and dump sewage out of a motorhome. Now, this was their response.
They did respond.
Yes, it was an honest mistake.
Mistake?
And we apologize to the Lawrenceville community for any harm we have caused. We were unaware of any possible violations.
What?
And yeah, they didn't know they couldn't pull off on the side of the road and dump sewage on the side of a Georgia road. It's the South, after all. Who cares, right? Anyway,
they'll get away with it.
And we have already taken corrective action with the charter bus company to prevent this. It's the charter bus company's fault.
Yeah, right.
From happening again. Furthermore, the DNC will work with the Georgia Department of Natural Resources as well as local and state officials to determine the best course of corrective action.
The DNC?
Yeah, because it was a Hillary campaign bus.
I'm just saying, the Hillary Clinton ought to take care of it.
Well, she hasn't said anything about it. But they did issue an apology calling the dumping an honest mistake, and they'd be assisting in the investigation and a cleanup. They're not going to be
a mistake.
No, they pulled over to the side of the road and they dumped sewage in a drain,
in the road,
in a drain pipe that goes to water that you might drink. Again, they don't care. You're the little people, especially in the South. You're little people.
Inappropriate comment. Doesn't matter how much you dump out of that bus, it's still going to be full of poop.
Yes!
Let's go to Jamie. I'm so glad you're back, Russ. Hey,
and,
Jamie.
And then you go to Jamie? What are you thinking, Tony?
Jamie, you better behave yourself.
Good morning. How are ya?
Yeah, fine.
I'm trying to get my courage up this morning.
Uh-oh.
Whether to go get my pancakes or not.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd be worried.
So for those who don't know, he was on the phone one day a week or two ago ordering pancakes, asked for extra butter at McDonald's.
And flirted with the girl a little bit.
Yeah, well, he was on the phone with us. And then you saw the girl in the parking lot yesterday and said, hey, extra butter or something. And she thought you were harassing her. A stalker. You might want to go to a different McDonald's, Jamie.
You might want to try Hardee's out
for a few days.
I don't know. When I'm going to see her today, I'm going to yell, how's your hot cakes?
Look, Jamie, we don't make us your first phone call. We cannot bail you out.
On a funnier side, I've heard that Barack Obama was telling Trump to put his big boy panties on and quit complaining and blame everything on everybody else. Have I not heard it's Bush's fault for 8 years?
Oh, that's exactly right. And even before, while he was campaigning, it was all Bush's fault. Everything was Bush's fault.
Right.
And now Bush is supporting them or behind the scenes. I mean, is he really doing that? I mean, that's sad.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't think George W. is, but I'm hoping not. Jeb might be.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Gotta go, Jamie. Have a good one.
Bye. See you. Bye.
Russ.
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to tell us all about your trip when you get back. When we get
We had a lovely trip. Yeah.
Yeah, you went to North Carolina.
Indeed.
Took your horses.
Yep.
Yeah.
Riding the horses in the DuPont State Forest. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
That's where he's been for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Amazing, isn't it? All right, we'll take a break. Don't go away.
The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Keeping an eye on traffic for you this morning around Hazel Green, Meridianville, moving okay as you're heading down the Parkway through Huntsville. We're not spotting any problems heading over Chapman Mountain. 431 around Big Cove. It's crowded, but no wrecks or stalls. No problems on 565. No problems around Decatur or Athens. I'm Captain Carl in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, offers more than 1,000 free online resources to inform and inspire youth and high school sports coaches, parents, student athletes, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
If you're tired of all the hype, the pressure, the used car salesman mentality, I mean, look, buying a new car really doesn't have to be that difficult. The Car Pro is here to help.
If you want the very best deal you can get on your next car or truck, listen to the Car Pro Show with me, Jerry Reynolds.
You're one click away from straight talk and honest answers. Email Jerry at carprousa.com. Then listen this weekend to the Car Pro Show.
Saturdays noon to 3 and Sundays 9 to 11 a.m. on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
This is Michael Berry. Join me this afternoon at 5. Now back to Toni and Gary on the Valley's Big Talker, 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Hi, this is Janet Kinchelo Martin with Calhoun Community College, and if you are 60 years old or older, you can take any class at Calhoun Community College tuition free. You can call us at 306-2500 in Decatur, 890-4700 in Huntsville, or at calhoun.edu.
Thank you, Janet. Let's go to Brian. Hey, Brian.
Hey, good morning. And I was going to mention to Jamie, why don't you go back for lunch during the lunch menu and ask her if the buns are fresh?
Oh, jeez, Brian, Brian. Brian, he's a teacher.
You want him arrested as a stalker or what?
Yeah, he's probably eating with the students at lunch.
But, well, probably so. Now, let's see, two things real quick. Let's answer the former trivia, which would be an Italian noodle. That'd be vermicelli.
That's what it is. Very good. Your Italian is good.
Yep. And then then Corey was mentioning when you were talking about the naked Trump and Hillary statues, he's saying some things just cannot be unseen, and I agree. And then Clarence and you were talking about the possibility of Hillary having had an affair with Vince Foster, and now, to me, that makes suicide much more plausible for him than it was before.
That's what I said.
Good grief, Brian.
Well, y'all have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Brian.
See, I wasn't the only one thinking that.
Oh, well. We'll get to all that here in a minute. Russ, tell us about your trip.
We have been off to the DuPont State Forest in North Carolina. We were camping with the horses and riding in the state forest.
You and your wife, right?
Yeah, my wife and I, and her mare Callie and my gelding Strider, and both of our horses are trail horses. They actually love to go new places,
right?
And it's really interesting because when there's something new and exciting to go, my wife's horse is out there in front. She's just going as fast as.
Right.
I mean, just walking as fast as my wife will let her go. And she wants to be in front. She wants to see what's going on in front of her. But the moment there's a dark tunnel, the moment that it looks the least bit threatening, she'll stop and wait for me on Strider to go ahead. And my wife's horse is very, very smart because she understands that her name's Callie. She understands that Callies are incredibly unique, but Striders, my horse, are 2 a penny and consequently quite sacrificial. So if you push Strider up first, when anytime it's dangerous, she wants Strider to go first, and anytime it looks exciting, she wants to be in the lead.
It's exciting.
We
Just
rode,
like a female.
Hey,
yeah, but we rode to the 6 waterfalls in the park and 4 or 5 lakes. I think it's 4 lakes, and we rode to all the lakes. We rode to all the waterfalls, and it was just so nice, and the weather was lovely.
Yeah, what a great trip. We'll talk more about it. Go to the phones. Don't go away.
There is a significant difference between being slightly out of tune or perfectly in tune. If your financial plan is even slightly out of tune, you may be paying too much for taxes, exposing yourself to too much risk, or retiring without a sound income plan. Is your financial plan out of tune? Listen to WBHP The Big Talker, Saturdays at 10 a.m. to Financially Tuned with Don Cloud of Cloud Financial to get your financial future in tune.
Hey, it's George Norrie from Coast to Coast AM, and I want to chat with you about your business. If you want to grow it, you need to connect with your audience. But how do you do that? With iHeartMedia. We create and distribute more live content to connect your brands to than any other media company in the world, making sure the right message reaches the right people at the most relevant times. Call 844-BUY-RADIO. That's 844-BUY-RADIO, or simply go to iHeartMedia.com. Get heard, be loved, grow your business with iHeartMedia.
Around the world, there are young people who face a difficult decision: continue their dream of education or drop out to help support their families. In a single moment, you can help them write a new story. See potential, not poverty, at unbound.org.
Say good morning to Janet Kinchelow Martin, Calhoun Community College. Janet, let's talk about scholarships.
One of the things that we found, and it doesn't matter, how financially available funds are or scholastically, we found that a lot of our students are in need of scholarships. And the good thing about scholarships is that it's money that doesn't have to be paid back. It's money that either a student has received because of their academic accomplishments or because they may be in financial need, or both. And so now is the time for students to start gathering their information, because our scholarship application opens November 1st and it closes March 1st of next year. And people say, well, that's a long time, but really not, because we generally will get 600 or 700 applications for scholarships.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, and so we want people to get in. And one of the things that we're kind of changing the process a little bit, in that students can actually tell us which scholarships that they are interested in, as opposed to us trying to match what we think they want or need. And so that's one of the new things we're doing this year. Like I said, the good thing about scholarships, it doesn't have to be paid back.
Log on to calhoun.edu to register today.
This is WBHP Huntsville, WHOS Decatur, and WDRM FM HD2 Decatur, an iHeart radio station.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Less than 3 weeks till Election Day, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton getting ready for tonight's debate.
Clinton has been off of the campaign trail behind closed doors, once again getting ready for debate prep, and her campaign is defending that strategy. They say for a few reasons. They say tonight she will be prepared to answer any and all questions. They also point to the massive audiences that these debates draw, and they say since the first debate, her poll numbers have been climbing.
Blake Berman with the Fox Business Network. Trump slamming his opponent's strategy while speaking in Colorado.
You know what the debate prep is? It's resting. It's lying down, going to sleep.
The latest Fox News poll has him down 6 to Hillary Clinton in a 4-way race, down 7 in a 2-way race.
And Indiana's chief elections official says thousands of voter registrations have been altered, raising concerns about possible fraud. Fox News, we report, you decide.
The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer.
There's a big crash on Highway 53, a 4-car wreck on Highway 53 at Tony Road by the Domino's Pizza. Thanks for the call letting us know about that. And no problems right now on 565 or heading up and down the Parkway. I'm Captain Carl in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
When buying a thermometer, trust over 60 published studies supporting the accuracy of the Exergen Temporal Scanner. Your family deserves the best. The Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer. Pick one up at Target or other fine retailers today.
Say good morning to Mary Lawrence, Sonoma's Mortgage, First Commercial Bank.
When you're ready to buy a home,
we're here to help. As a full-service lender, we offer a variety of home ownership possibilities, not just the plain vanilla.
So what are the benefits?
Well, the potential benefits are 100% financing, or maybe down payment assistance, no mortgage insurance, possibly a grant or assistance programs.
Call Mary Lawrence today on her cell phone, 256-755-1008. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates and fees subject to change. NMLS number 180085.
For family memories or retirement dreams, there is nothing like the RV experience. And with low fuel prices and interest rates, there has never been a better time to live the dream. For over 46 years, Bankston Motorhomes, with 3 locations in Alabama and 2 in Tennessee, has helped thousands of families find their dream RV. Bankston Motorhomes is the area's only family-owned, Best in Business award-winning RV dealer in North Alabama, offering the best selection and best values. If Bankston doesn't have it, they don't make it. To view Bankston's large selection of available RVs, go to bankstonmotorhomes.com or visit our Huntsville location on Jordan Lane.
Got a home improvement question? I've got the answers. Join me, Gary Sullivan, this Sunday at 3 here on WBHP.
I'm Kerry Rosenblum with Rosenblum Realty, and it's football season again, and that means I'll be giving away $50 cash to one lucky Toni and Gary listener each week.
The Toni and Gary SEC Football Pick'em Contest. Find out more online at ToniandGary.com and listen weekdays 5 to 8 a.m. here on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Waiting for the break of day, searching for something to say.
7:04 on the morning show. Don't forget to get your football picks in. Go to our blog at ToniandGary.com. Russ is in the house, Last Resort Guns. Russ, not only did you have a great trip, but you got a lot of stuff coming up at the,
we do.
At the range.
We got a full schedule coming all the way through the fall. We've got a Smith & Wesson weekend coming up, the beginning of the first weekend in November. We've got events coming along all the way through from now till then. We've got Tony Fuller, our Special Forces instructor, coming back in I think it's the third weekend, the weekend before Thanksgiving, to run some special training classes, ladies advanced, elite pistol.
You know, nobody does classes like you do.
Well,
I mean, I haven't seen anywhere where they do classes like you guys do. So many different events.
And tonight we've got IPSC, I think, is tonight.
Is that tonight, Corey?
That's right.
And I think is it full?
I'll check.
I think it is. Now, somebody might drop out, but I think
still be able
to. It is full at the moment.
Yeah, it's so things are moving along real nice.
What else is coming up this week, Corey?
Well, Saturday we have the Tactical Tuesday run for the matinee version.
Yeah, the rerun of Tactical Tuesday, and then this Saturday we got rifles.
Rifles,
yeah.
What are you doing with rifles?
They do the same sort of drills that you do with the Tactical Tuesday, but you do them with rifles
instead of a pistol.
And so it's close quarters combat with a rifle, and you go, well, that never happens. Oh, it happens a lot, because if you're a soldier and you go around the corner, you're carrying a rifle, and the bad guy is right there, you have to cope with engaging somebody at close range with a rifle, and you need to know what you're doing to make that work.
Wow, that's amazing.
Do you teach people how to just beat the mess out of somebody with the end of that rifle?
As a last resort?
Yeah,
I suppose so.
It is called last resort, right?
It is last resort.
Actually, you know the reason why we're called last resort?
No, why?
Okay, because when Benjamin Franklin was drafting the Virginia Constitution, he put an amendment in that was never adopted. And in the Virginia Constitution, and it's crossed out and his initial is beside it, it was that the right of the people to bear arms shall be guaranteed as a last resort against the tyranny of government.
Wow.
Well.
I don't think liberals have read that part.
The liberals don't want to hear that part.
No.
By the way, and we mentioned this yesterday, the lawsuit that was brought by some of the Newtown families in Connecticut against, was it Winchester or Remington?
Smith & Wesson.
Smith & Wesson? Okay. Was thrown out.
Yeah, it should have been.
Yeah, because you can't, if somebody does something bad, you've been approved by the FBI to have a weapon.
Right.
The FBI, not you,
right,
approves them to have a weapon.
Right.
And then they do something bad. You can't.
Right.
You
can't
can't sue the manufacturer of the weapon.
You cannot sue.
Maybe you can sue the FBI.
Right. Oh, but you can't sue an inanimate object.
Right.
Okay. And you and I are both well aware that I could put a loaded handgun anywhere on the planet, absolutely anywhere on the planet, and it would be perfectly safe until somebody touched it. And so long as you don't touch it, it's an inanimate object. It's not going anywhere. It's not doing anything. People are the problem, because people use things, and sometimes they use them inappropriately. But sometimes they need them, and sometimes they use them appropriately to save their lives and to save the lives of their loved ones. Yeah. And that's the difference. Right. But you cannot blame an inanimate object for the actions of people.
And especially a manufacturer, because it's legal.
Right. Are you gonna make Tate and Lyle responsible for people being fat?
Who?
Tate and Lyle, the people who make sugar.
Oh, it was like, who are they? Is that like Ben and Jerry's?
I blamed McDonald's for it.
Yeah, same deal. Are you going to blame McDonald's for people being fat? Right. No, you can't blame McDonald's. It's ridiculous.
Right.
Although people have tried.
Yes, that's true.
Well, if it ever goes through, I'm sorry, folks, but I'm jumping on the Sue McDonald's train because they caused me to be fat. So, what's the difference? I'm kidding, by the way.
Yeah, they forced you to eat those burgers.
That's
didn't
right.
They? Yeah, absolutely.
Well, they make them so good.
Yeah.
So, what it's akin to is, if you're in a traffic accident and the person they hit, somebody was drunk. Well, then the person that got hit by the drunk guy just turn around and sue Jim Beam.
Yeah, whoever made the alcohol.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Or the car.
You don't do that.
Or the car.
Or the car owners. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or the maker. I mean.
All right, a couple of CNN looks. Now, we played this for you the other day where Chris Cuomo, their morning guy, said that if you look at the WikiLeaks emails, it's illegal.
Oh, yeah.
To look at them.
Mm.
Here we go.
So interesting is, remember, it's illegal to possess these stolen documents. It's different for the media. So everything you learn about this, you're learning from us. And in full disclosure, let's take a look at
what he just said was a lie. It is not illegal to possess or look at WikiLeaks.
Did he ever come back and take that back?
No, it's illegal. The hack was illegal. Right. But it's not illegal for you to look at. They just don't want you to look at them unless they come out of CNN's mouth. Now, yesterday...
So they can edit it.
Yesterday, Brooke Baldwin, in an attempt to show how stupid Trump is, said... Now, he came out and he said he was going to push for limits.
Mm-hmm. Term limits
in Congress. Well, Congress has
to pass that.
Yeah, he can't do that, but he can push for it.
Well, sure he can.
Yeah. So Brooke Baldwin on CNN thinks she's got him now. She's going to show the American people how stupid she is. How stupid not she is. Well, she did show that, but how stupid he is because of something. So watch what she says, and then watch Dana Bash try to cover for her. Here we go.
Dana, if he said what we just saw in our emails, let me just relay this to everyone, that apparently from the Trump camp, there is another major announcement that Trump will make today as part of his pledge to, quote, drain the swamp. We keep hearing drain the swamp in Washington. He says, if I'm elected president, I will push for a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on all members of Congress. Correct me, there already are term limits, so what does he mean?
All right, hang on. Hey, whoa. Hello, Brooke Baldwin. There aren't term limits in Congress.
Yeah, they serve for a term of 4 years. That's not a limit.
Well, that's presidential, but in Congress, if they're reelected, there are no limits.
misunderstood what he said.
When you get
A term
elected,
is 4 years.
That's what she's confusing.
Actually, in Congress, it's 2 and 6.
2 and 6, yeah.
And then if there's some congressmen who've been there for 40 years. So Brooke Baldwin, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there are already term limits. And she was so smug.
She's an idiot.
She's an idiot. So what happened next?
What do you mean? Right. Well, there are term limits on the presidency, of course, and one of the big debates for some time has been whether or not the fact that there are no term limits in Congress, whether that helps to breed corruption, because it breeds a whole industry, which we see every day. Those of us who live in Washington.
Let me fix this because you're in idiot mode.
Yeah.
And the look, you have to go to the blog at ToniGary.com and look at her face.
I was about to ask what her face
the whole
looked like.
look on her face is like, you mean there aren't term limits for Congress already? I mean, she is such a... This is CNN. Yeah. This is where some people...
Get their news.
And
the only place they get it.
Is insane. Absolutely insane. All right, let's go to the phone and talk to Jeff. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, good morning, friends. It's hump day.
Woohoo!
I'll take some caramel, or as most people say, caramel.
Yeah,
Tony.
I say caramel too, but a lot of people say caramel. It's the
what's officially, how does it pronounce?
We've done that before.
I think they said both.
And our dictionary girl says it both ways.
Yeah.
Oh, she does.
Yeah, she's liberal.
If we're speaking the Queen's English, it's caramel.
Really?
It is caramel. Okay.
Well, that's the way I've always
But since over here we speak the Alabama English.
You could say anything you dang well want.
Burnt sugar. That's
caramel.
burnt sugar.
Well, the reason I don't think it's caramel is there's another A in there. It's CARAMEL.
Yeah, I think it's like caramel. Yeah.
It's caramel. Yeah, or caramel, or yeah. Anyway, candy component from heated sugar. You guys know what it is. It's
whatever it is, it's
good. It's good. Yeah. It doesn't matter how you say it.
It's great with it's great with salt on top of the chocolate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Look at all of us. We're just going.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
You too. And Wayne. Hey, Wayne.
Hey, good morning.
Hey.
And I'm hoping the polls are wrong, just as wrong as they were this year on the Brexit.
Yeah, the Brexit. Yeah.
I will say that one group of people they're not counting are some of the elderly who have already filed their absentee ballots. My parents live in Georgia, and they've already voted, and they're lifelong, Southern Democrats. But as my mother put it, I can't vote for that crook.
Oh. There are a lot of Democrats who are saying the same thing. Right. And a lot of them are older, blue-collar Democrats. I saw a report the other day. They were interviewing some people out of Ohio. And they said, they were asking these guys, well, who are you voting for? You're Democrats. And they said, well, this one guy said, well, my dad's a coal miner. I'm voting Republican.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting because the judge has now given the EPA 2 weeks. I'll have to find the story. 2 weeks to tell the judge how many coal miners have lost their job because of the new regulations from the EPA. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
It's thousands.
Well,
tens of thousands.
Well, let's just look back at history. We have to go back to President Dewey. Dewey wins over Truman because of the polls.
Well, and didn't they put, if I'm not mistaken, didn't the New York Times or something like that put out the paper early saying that?
Headline.
Yeah. And you have to remember that CNN called the race for John Kerry before the polls were all closed in Kerry versus Bush.
That's right.
And had to go back and say, wait a minute, maybe he didn't win.
Yeah.
Yeah. To try to keep people from voting.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing, the analysis that's been done for the Brexit misreporting of the polls,
right?
They reckon that the biggest area where it was underreported were in the 21 to 28 or 21 to 30.
The millennials.
Because those guys are, all those younger people, they would not tell the pollsters what they were going to vote, and very large numbers of them voted to exit. And the polls that are allocated the I won't tell you 50-50.
Right.
And it turned out that it was much closer. The people who were undecided and I'm not going to tell you was much closer to 80-20 to exit. And so there was a big swing in the younger vote towards the exit. And they think that might be true here at the present time.
Well, you're talking about history, Wayne. And so I went back and looked. That's what I was trying to find here in this pile of trees that I have stacked up here. But and what they're saying is, and who knows? I mean, we won't know until the votes counted and all the dead people are in there and
yeah.
So, 1980, in a Gallup poll that was released on October 26th, 1980, 2 weeks before the election, Jimmy Carter was leading Reagan 47-39. That was one of the last last Gallup polls before the election. 2 weeks later, of course, Reagan won in such a landslide that Carter conceded before California was even done voting. Another example, 1988, a Gallup poll from July 26th showed Michael Dukakis leading George H.W. Bush by 17 points. And then, of course, Bush went on to win. But this past week of polls show Hillary Clinton leading Donald by various margins. One poll, the NBC Wall Street Journal poll, showed her by 11. We debunked that poll yesterday because they had 14 points. They had given Hillary Clinton 14 more points than she was supposed to. They padded it by 10. That's what it was, yeah. So, but they didn't mention, and the other thing they didn't mention is that poll was created by Hillary Super PAC, so, that the NBC Wall Street Journal poll. The Monmouth poll is run by a Hillary Clinton person.
Yep.
Yeah. Recently caught manipulating a poll and then lied about it. We caught him on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Real Clear Politics average that everybody uses has all these polls in there.
Right.
Now, so you can't use I'll give you an example. Today, there's a Bloomberg poll out that has her up by 9. And you can't use those. They're skewed. But the tracking polls, the LA tracking polls, Rasmussen, that have 5 days and then you take off the fifth day and add today and so has them at a tie.
Right.
So it's very, very hard to discern. I mean, the LA tracking poll yesterday had Trump up by 2. Today it's a tie. That's because they drop off the last day. Mm-hmm. I don't know, Wayne. There's no way to know except for there is history that polls are wrong. The media tried to say that the Republicans were going to lose the Senate in that, what was it, in 14, if I'm not mistaken?
Mm-hmm.
And, that they were going to lose 9 seats. Well, they gained 8 seats, for goodness sake, 7 or 8 seats. So the only way, the people are going to have to get out and vote.
Yep.
That's all there is to it.
And that's the important thing. If you want to have a say, then you have to get out and vote.
Yeah.
Because that's your right. And you haven't got too much right to complain if you don't get out and vote.
That's right.
You have to go vote.
So we'll see. It'll be interesting tonight.
I'll try to catch as much as I can stand.
Well,
I'm with you on that one.
That's okay. We'll play the highlights for you in the morning. How about that, Wayne?
I'll be listening then.
Thank you, Wayne. You have a great day. Unless it's in the house, we'll be right back. Don't go away.
Miss Toni and Gary? Listen to our podcast, free anytime, day or night.
And check out our blog at ToniandGary.com with links to the podcast, email, iHeartRadio, listen online, and all the latest stories and video.
And like us on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Toni and Gary.
It's the morning show with Toni and Gary on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans. Mortgage rates have dropped again. In fact, recently, mortgage rates have dropped to the second lowest level in history. Now is the time for you to take advantage of these historically low rates and save serious money every month by refinancing your mortgage. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is all the way down to 3.5%, APR 3.57%. Call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN to see how far we can lower your mortgage payment. For 6 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. And for the third year, they also ranked us highest in the nation for mortgage servicing. It's a great time to refinance with Quicken Loans and save hundreds every month. This ultra-low rate of 3.5% won't last long. So call 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com. That's 800-QUICKEN.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
Talking with Bo Thomas of Thomas HVAC, your train comfort specialist. Tell us about the new technology, Bo.
Well, Gary, this is the same technology. It's been used on airplanes for decades. It's been used to keep out dust, bacteria, viruses, allergens, and now we have it available for your home and your office.
So how does it work?
What we do, we install it into your system, so as it's running, we get a chance to filter the air throughout the whole house.
Well, Bo, what about the people who use humidifiers?
We've got that covered too. We've got a humidifier we'll install in the system so we can affect the entire house, and we can get rid of those bowls that are sitting over in the corner and eliminate using them in a room-by-room basis. Imagine all day and all night while you're sleeping, the air in your home is being cleaned so you get the best air quality in every room 24 hours a day.
How do they get a hold of you, Bo?
Call us at 256-858-4822 or find us online at coolhuntsville.com.
Hey, this is Bo Thomas with Thomas HVAC Company. It's football season. That means I'll be giving away $100 in cash to one Toni and Gary listener each week.
The Toni and Gary SEC Football Pick'em Contest. Find out more online at ToniandGary.com and listen weekdays 5 to 8 a.m. here on 800 and 1230 WBHP. The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by Huntsville Hospital.
Expect delays on Highway 53. There's a wreck involving 4 cars on Highway 53 at Tony Road by the Domino's Pizza. Right now, we're not spotting any big delays around Decatur, around Athens. We're not spotting any big problems on 565 Parkway or heading over Chapman Mountain on Highway 72. I'm Captain Carl in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
When I don't feel good, it's hard to keep up with school, work, even weekend plans. Huntsville Hospital Walk-In Clinic across from Holy Spirit School on Airport Road is open until 6 p.m. every day, including Saturday and Sunday. Huntsville Hospital Walk-In Clinic. We can make you feel all better.
You know, if you're buying a home in the Tennessee Valley, you already know how important it is that you have a real estate agent with experience in the area. But did you know it's also important to have experience when you're selling your home? Carrie Rosenblum of Rosenblum Realty tells us why. Carrie?
Gary, it's very true. When you go out to sell a home, it's more than just driving sign up out in front of your yard and waiting on the buyer to walk through the door or your phone to ring. What we'll do is try to give you detailed information to intelligently price your home. It's very important to be in the market and also to have the proper condition and placement of advertising that needs to be done. So we'll educate you on what we will do to help get the right kind of marketing done on your home to help those days on market to be fewer for you. The longer it stays on the market is not an advantage for a seller, so we will be able to look at the market on a weekly basis, make those adjustmts. Call us at Rosenblum Realty, 539-9501, or come to us on the web at rosenblumrealty.com, and we'll help you sell your home.
Carrie Rosenblum with Rosenblum Realty.
From the Exergen Temporal Thermometer Weather Center.
Now, your official WBHP Weather Center forecast.
This report is brought to you by Foundation for a Better Life.
I'm WHNT News 19 meteorologist Ben Smith. A partly cloudy sky, record high temperatures this afternoon, only an isolated shower. The high is 90 and the record is that same temperature from 1926. Tonight, mostly cloudy, lows in the mid-60s with only a few showers. On Thursday, rain and thunderstorms likely, much cooler, highs only in the upper 70s. Take my forecast at WBHP with you everywhere. Download the free iHeartRadio app at WBHPAM.com.
This is water. Can you feel this, Helen? Yes, water!
Helen, it's water!
Deaf and blind, Helen Keller overcame her world of darkness. Foresight, pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
America is taking the lead in energy.
Leading the world in oil and natural gas production.
I vote to keep it going. With the right policies,
we can produce, refine, and supply
more oil and natural gas.
And more abundant energy
means more affordable energy for American families.
A more secure America.
Jobs, opportunity, and economic growth for our children
and grandchildren.
That's why this election, I'm voting
for American energy.
Learn more at voteforenergy.org.
Join us and become an energy voter.
Brought to you by American Petroleum Institute.
When I listen to Audible, I'm not cooking dinner for one. I'm on horseback, galloping across the Scottish moors towards my one true love. There, through the mist, I see my beloved, kilt flapping in the breeze. The fibers of his shirt struggle against his bulging muscles as he takes me from my horse and... my frittata!
Go to audible.com/act now, and your first download is free. Audible. Stories that surround
you. Toni and Gary in your back pocket. Listen on your phone with the free iHeartRadio app.
Good morning. I'm James Doggett with Pepper's Moving Company, where our mission is to provide the most stress-free and exciting relocation experience ever. Call us at 256-534-6116.
Great family business. 78 years in business. Pepper's Moving Company. They can help you with anything, local or out of state or out of country. Not out of country, but, out of state. Not to go out of country. But they're just good people. Yeah, don't call him and ask to move to Kuwait or something. You may not be able to handle that, but everything else you can, that's for sure.
Yeah, but they'll help you move to Canada if you need to.
If you need to, yeah, they can do that. All right, a couple of other notes in these FBI emails, not the WikiLeaks, but the FBI, in this 100 pages of notes that was made public on Monday. So it looks like Hillary Clinton and her staff removed lamps and furniture from the State Department office and brought them to her home in Washington, D.C.
That's theft.
Now, witnesses said they did not know if she ever brought the items back.
Well, why would she? What was she doing, borrowing them?
Prior to Clinton's tenure, being an agent on the Secretary of State's protective detail was seen as an honor. This is another one. And a privilege reserved for senior agents, the FBI wrote in its notes. Mm-hmm. These 302s, the FBI notes, are so credible they can be used in a court of law if needed.
Wow.
They're 100 pages. However, by the end of Clinton's tenure, it was staffed largely with new agents because it was difficult to find senior agents willing to work for her. Wow. I mean, she was so,
Yeah,
she was something.
Oh, yeah. And then there have been those rare moments when you catch a few words of what she says when she thinks she's off camera.
Yeah.
And she has a political persona that she tries to convey, and then the real her, when she's talking to her staff, when she's talking to the people who are working for her, she's a completely different person. And if you got to see anything of that person, you would never want to vote for her.
Even her chef, the White House chef, has now come out and said that she called the African-American servants, they called them servants, the N-word several times.
Yeah, servants was used by the person quoting her.
Yeah. The chef saying that she called them servants.
She called them servants.
And the N-word.
Mm-hmm.
Now, go to our blog at tonyandgary.com. And the reason we're not playing this on air is it's hard to hear on air, but you can, if you're playing it off your computer, your phone, you can hear it and you can read the words. So we brought you the first Project Veritas videos yesterday, and we put up the second installment today. And what it does is it is showing the Democrats organizing the effort to incite violence at Trump rallies. Now, the activists are actually saying in this undercover tape what they had done, who they had brought in. George Soros is funding it, all the leftists, in order to bring violence to the Chicago campaign, to all these campaigns. It's all coordinated, and this guy was on Hillary Clinton's payroll. I have the documentation right here where it shows how much he was paid by the Hillary Clinton campaign.
Wow.
Yep. Let's see.
It was a good chunk of money, wasn't it?
Hillary for America. His name is Zuelma Rodriguez, and it says payroll.
Wow.
It says payroll, yes. And this was over $1,500 for this one. I don't know what time period that was.
Nice.
But, there were 4 police officers injured at the event in Chicago. And hundreds of agitators, mainly organized by MoveOn.org and Black Lives Matter. And
now, when you say event, it was a Trump event.
It was a Trump event.
Yeah, these are
a rally.
These are Trump rallies that they're being paid to go disrupt.
Right. That's it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
And if you go look at these 2 videos, these 2 guys in these 2 videos have now been fired.
Yep.
But,
well, yeah. Now that they've been outed.
But they've been outed. But that doesn't take away from the protests in Arizona, when they blocked the road. So people couldn't get to the rally. All of these different things, the egging. This one girl.
The one in Arizona, is that the one where Donald Trump had to hike to the building?
Yes. Well, that was California.
Okay.
No, they brought him in a different way, a different.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah.
This one girl has her picture here. Jacinta Gonzalez, 26 years old. She got paid $74,000 to $108,000 for the projects. Yeah. A lot of money, George Soros' money.
Well, now I can go act a fool for $108,000.
Well, these are the organizers.
Yeah, and they're distributing the money to the ruffians or whoever they're putting on the
I find it interesting. Did you have any more names of people that were
actually
hired?
There are a lot of names here.
Could you just run through a few?
Aaron Black.
Okay, never mind. I was about to make a point.
Oh,
but since the next name you said was Aaron Black, I'm going to say that. At least the first 2 sounds like maybe some Hispanic voters.
Well, the first 2 were Hispanic activists. Yeah, but there were other people there that had been with Hillary for a while, and they just hired his company as a shell company in order to funnel the money through in order to get the activists. So you need to look at the videos. I mean, they are not hiding it.
It's in depth.
It is in depth, and the people who did it are admitting to it. They're saying, yeah, we did it. We've been doing it for the last 50 years. Why would we change? We're proud of it. Look at everything we've done. Look at how we have. And the one guy says, yeah, it's voter fraud. That's what we do. But nobody is talking about it.
No. It hasn't been talked about at all, has it?
Not a bit. Yep. All right, guys, hang tight. We'll be right back.
Miss Toni and Gary? Listen to our podcast, free anytime, day or night.
And check out our blog at ToniandGary.com with links to the podcast, email, iHeartRadio, listen online, and all the latest stories and video.
And like us on Facebook. Go to Facebook.com/Toni and Gary.
It's the morning show with Toni and Gary on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Hi, I'm attorney Charles Pittman. You know what really crushes you when you've been hurt in a car wreck? All the medical bills and expenses that come afterwards, and the insurance company may keep squeezing you to take a small settlement. Don't let this happen to you. Don't you want every dollar you deserve after you've been hurt in a car wreck? Call us at 533-5000. We'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve and try to keep you out of court.
Charles Pittman is the way to go. Call 533-5000.
Representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
When a customer calls Hiller, we ask, how can we make you happy today? And when you work for Hiller, you're treated with the exact same level of care. We hire the right people and treat them the right way. Training extensively and promoting from within.
I started at Hiller 9 years ago as a tech, and now I'm a team leader, and I wouldn't work anywhere else.
So if you want to be part of a professional team that helps you be the best at what you do, give us a call or visit hillerishiring.com and see how we can make you happy today.
Say good morning to Keith Pinkerton. He is Mr. Electric. Now, Keith, every month we have severe weather in the Tennessee Valley. Power outages, a big problem. But you can help stop that.
That is correct. We can actually come in and install a whole house generator that automatically senses when the power goes off, takes you off the utility grid, and turns on the generator and powers up your house during a power outage. And when power comes back on, it senses it and shuts down the generator and puts you back on the utility grid.
And another important feature with Mr. Electric is making sure you're safe at home.
We actually have a home safety inspection, electrical home safety inspection that we do when we come out to your house, and and we inspect your whole electrical system, and we educate you about your electrical system, and if we see any code violations or anything that needs to be addressed, we'll give you a free upfront quote.
Call Mr. Electric today at 1-888-536-8119.
Tired of getting the runaround? You won't at Jimmy Smith Buick GMC. Instead, we invite you to join the Preferred Owner Program. Whether you buy new or used, you'll get preferred treatment, including service. Come take advantage of the best offers of the year. Up to $8,000 off MSRP on select GMC Sierra and Yukon.
Come be a part of our family.
You'll find us on Highway 72 on the east side of Athens. Jimmy Smith Buick GMC.
We're your neighborhood dealer.
The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by the Ad Council.
Heading into the Arsenal this morning, expect delays on Rideout Road. There's a crash on Rideout Road southbound at Goss Road causing delays. There's still a big crash getting cleared up in the Toni area. 4-car crash, Highway 53 at Toni Road. That's right by the Domino's Pizza. Right now, some slow traffic on 565 leaving Decatur and making your way toward the Arsenal, but no wrecks or stalls along the interstates or the Parkway. I'm Captain Carl in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
You may not witness bullying every day, but your kids do. They want to help, but they don't know how. Visit StopBullying.gov to learn safe, simple ways your child can help stop bullying. Be more than a bystander at StopBullying.gov.
WBHP is available everywhere you want to listen on our free iHeartRadio app. Download it now.
I'm Chris Haley with Haley's Flooring and Interiors and Liberty Safes, and we will be giving away a Liberty Tactical Gun Safe, an $1,100 value. Listen for details.
The Toni and Gary SEC Football Pick'em Contest. Find out more online at ToniandGary.com and listen weekdays 5 to 8 a.m. here on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Welcome back to the morning show. Okay, what are we giving away?
$40 for Popeye's Cajun Fried Chicken. Movie passes for 2 at Hollywood 18. Family 4-pack to the Botanical Gardens. $20 from Dunkin' Donuts, Huntsville and Madison.
And a day pass to the range at Last Resort Guns, County Line Road in Madison.
All you have to do is call us. At the end of the show, we'll draw from all the people who have called in, and that person wins.
534-3521 and 309-2313.
And we've added prizes. We have a family 4-pack to Tate Farms, as well as Rooster's Men's Grooming Center, the Club Cut, the Hot Shave, the Neck Massage, and a couple of passes to Talladega on Saturday. All right, let's see. Let's go to Alice. Hey, Alice, how are you?
Okay, how you doing? Is one of the answers cargo?
It is cargo. That's what we're looking for. Very good.
Okay, thank you.
So we're looking for a car. All the answers are one word, begin with car, C-A-R. A song sung at Christmas time, or a red bird, or a St. Louis baseballer, or sea north of South America. Animal that eats only meat, begins with car, or capital of Venezuela, or OPEC, O-P-E-C, for example, begins with car. Phone numbers are
256-534-3521 and 309-2313.
CNN tried to make fun of this yesterday, but a nonpartisan group finds that 19 of every 20 campaign dollars donated by the media are being given to Hillary Clinton. Jake Tapper tried to say that wasn't true, that it was some kind of People magazine survey, not a real survey, blah, blah,
Really?
blah. Well, the analysis was conducted by the Center for Public Integrity. It found that 96% of campaign donations by roughly 480 media donors went to Clinton. So it looks like that the breakdown is the media gave $382,000 to Clinton and $14,000 to Trump, a 27-1 margin. Well, having said that, Jake Tapper, you need to do a little homework. And then one more. I thought this was very cute on a lighter note. So somebody has put out, a lot of senior citizens are now texting. They now have smartphones. They're now on the computer. You know, it may have taken them a little while to learn the ins and outs because they didn't grow up with computers, right? You know, they had to learn later in life about computers. But I thought this was interesting, and you being a millennial, Corey, this will fit right into what you're. Anyway, this is this is the senior citizen texting codes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so.
I hope my mother's listening.
So BFF. Best friend fell.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's your favorite.
That's me. BYOT. BYOT. Bring your own teeth.
I'm about to say, I thought that was BYOB.
Yeah. GHA. Got heartburn again.
And I can use that sometimes.
Let's see. OMMR. OMMR. On my massage recliner. Some of these are cuter than others. TTYL.
Let's talk to you later.
Talk to you louder. Let's see. One more. ROFLACGU.
Well, it's rolling on the floor laughing. I don't know what the other is.
Yeah, see, that's what it's supposed to be, right? Rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah.
Rolling on the floor laughing and can't get up. But I thought those were very cute. Very cute. Now you just have to get that book out to people so they know. Could you imagine getting something like that on your phone and it's like, what does that mean?
Very often my mother will text me and then I'll text back, and I use shorthand on texting just because, well, it takes
easier.
forever. It is easier. And almost every time she'll just end up calling me and say, I don't know what any of that meant.
I know. What gets me are the emojis.
Talk to me?
I have a problem with the emojis.
Yeah.
There's so many of them now.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know what they mean.
Yeah, you know, you get a little face with a tongue sticking out. I don't know if they're...
Somebody's sticking their tongue out at you.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I mean...
I guess.
That's
what I always thought.
I mean, why? Why are you sticking your tongue out at me? I don't know.
I know what I'm going to do when I'm bored. I'm just going to send Tony emojis.
Don't do that.
Random emojis. Yeah.
Don't do that, please. Because then you have to look them up and say, what does this one mean? And they don't have like a book.
Oh, so I could keep you busy.
No. I would ignore it. No. Don't give him the... not that.
Excuse me?
A thumbs up is what he gave me.
Gave him a thumbs up. I didn't mean that. He did not do that.
No.
Look, he's turning red. Hey, Adam, how are you?
Hey, good morning.
Hey.
I think that if if I can't text my mom because she doesn't even understand what happens when the phone buzzes. She says, my phone buzzed, and I don't know why it buzzed. And she doesn't understand, there's a message there. But I think if she knew how, I could get her like a chart. If I wrote the chart that had the analogies, she might be able to work it out. But only if she had it like stuck to a sticky paper next to her computer.
Well, yeah, because then you'd have to look at it. Like I said, my kids are the worst about sending emojis and like, what does that mean? Because I don't.
Yeah.
But
like the little poop emoji.
The little what?
The little poop emoji.
Yeah, same.
Have you not seen that one?
No.
The brown ice cream emoji.
No, I haven't.
Oh, what's on your phone? Hey, I was going to answer Venezuela. Is Caracas?
It is Caracas. Now I'm going to have to look that up. You know that, Adam, right?
Yeah.
It is Caracas.
I didn't have to look it up.
Yes. Good job, Adam.
Thank you. Hey, y'all have a great day.
You too. All right, so Bob Dylan, he won the Nobel Prize for Literature, and nobody can get a hold of him. He has yet to return the phone calls to the Nobel Committee to say whether or not he's going to be at the award ceremony. They're not sure he's going to show up.
I heard yesterday they have given up on trying to get a hold of him.
And he's doing a concert in Vegas. You'd think they could just go to the concert and say, hey.
Yeah.
I wonder if he even knows.
I think the tickets are pretty expensive.
Yeah. Do they even? I wonder if he even knows. He's so high all the time.
Is he still high, you think?
Oh, I don't know.
He looks, whenever he got the Presidential Medal of Honor, or is that what it's called?
The what?
What is the medal that
the civilian?
Yes. Is it the Medal of Honor? That's not right.
No, it's not the Medal of Honor.
Well, y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, whenever President Obama gave that to him, he looked like he was higher than a kite.
Yeah. Well,
and that was just a few years ago.
He's high most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go to, is it Rosalind?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Rosalind. How are you?
Hello.
Hey.
Good morning. Fine. One of the answers cardinal and carnivore?
Cardinal is a Redbird, or a St. Louis baseballer would be Cardinal. Very good.
Yeah.
What are you doing today, Rosalind?
Just working.
Yeah, what do you do?
Working. Admin for the school system.
Well, there you go. Hey, you got a tough job.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you're in there. You're qualified. Thank you, dear.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too. Russ is in the house. Last Resort Guns. Now, you guys are doing a little project out at Last Resort, aren't you? A little remodeling, a little...
Oh, well, yes. We've kept that fairly quiet.
Oh, well...
But it's okay. We can be talking about it. We're...
well, you should have told me not to say anything.
Doesn't matter. We're building a warehouse out the back so that we can move all of the stuff that's in the third bay out into the warehouse, and then around about Thanksgiving we will be opening up an additional 5 lanes of rifle-capable shooting.
Yeah.
So we will go from 12 lanes to 17.
Yeah.
We had always intended to have 17
to have
lanes.
a big one, yeah.
But it was just a stepping stone. We wanted to wait until we had enough customers. We wanted to wait till the business was established, and then like I say, we're opening up the third bay. And to do that, we have to get everything that's in the third bay, which is all of our support equipment for the other 2 bays. We have to put that out into the new warehouse. So we're building a simple A-frame, steel frame building out the back, and all of the stuff goes out there, and we'll have the extra bays open by Thanksgiving, I hope.
Well, this ought to teach everybody something. Don't tell me a secret. or at least really emphasize that it's a secret.
No problem. It's just... I wanted to let the project get going, and it's fine. I've got no problem.
Well, you just got back from your trip.
Yeah, but I wanted but it's been going while I've been gone, so it's moving along. They're pouring concrete today.
Are they?
And the building gets delivered. It's a prefabricated building. Building gets delivered on Friday.
Oh well, we're almost there.
And we'll be putting it up as fast as it'll go up.
Yeah.
So cool.
But this is big. It really is. I mean, you think about where you guys started in that little space over up there by Mill Road and in that strip mall, and
it is amazing when you think about.
And when
that,
you think about how then you build this huge.
But when you look at our activities online and the events, the reason we need that third bay is because so many of the events that we're putting on are full. And to be because we have a membership, we have to have one of the bays available for members to come in and shoot.
Right.
So I can only run an event in one bay, and I have to keep one bay open for the members because they paid good money to be able to come and shoot. When I open up a third bay, I will be able to run 2 events of an evening, so we'll be able to do more in the bays, and I'll still have a bay open for the membership to be able to come and shoot.
Well, plus, look at all the private events that are going on as well. You know, a lot of people have birthday parties or retirement parties, or they bring their church members or their employees.
The groomsmen come to de-stress while the bridesmaids are having lunch.
Isn't that something?
We've done a lot of that. So
can you imagine
cool.
this? Now, just imagine the groomsmen coming to de-stress.
Well, there's a lot of stress
firing their weapon
to D. I can tell you that.
You know, but it is amazing. And you have ladies that come too.
Yep.
You know, girls come and have private events.
Oh yeah, and we've got a bunch of churches coming now who are wanting to encourage members of their church to conceal carry, but they want them to practice, they want them to train, because they're concerned about the general levels of security within churches, because they're aware that if you tell people this is a gun-free zone, actually all you're doing is making it a big target, because some whack job's going to decide that it's a gun-free zone. If I bring a gun, I'm going to be the only person there.
Only person shooting. That's right. That you're absolutely right on that. And your phone number is? What is it, Corey?
It is 256 over at Last Resort Guns, 774-5741.
Go to our blog at ToniandGary.com. There is a link to Last Resort.
Oh, yeah. If you'll click on Andy's nose, that'll take you where you need to go.
Andy's nose. Really?
That's right.
Bless Andy's nose.
Yes. Jeez. Well, that's the first time I've heard that. Can we not make Russ's beard or?
I can do that.
I'm perfectly happy with Andy's nose.
You're happy with Andy's nose? So professional. The millennials doing the website. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Last Resort Guns, County Line Road. We'll be right back.
You don't enjoy clicking on people's noses?
Oh, what am I going to do with you? We'll be right back.
Listen to Toni and Gary on your smartphone.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen anywhere in the U.S.
And we're on HD Radio 102.1-2. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/Toni and Gary.
It's the morning show with Toni and Gary on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
From the Tennessee Valley to your radio, it's WBHP's Valley Happenings.
Hi, I'm Courtney Jeffries with the Huntsville Young Professionals. Join us on Friday, October 21st as we partner with the Land Trust of North Alabama for the annual Haunt at Three Caves. The Haunt at Three Caves costume party is a 21 and up event and begins at 7 p.m. There will be a cash bar, live band, and hot box food truck. Tickets for the Haunt at Three Caves are $30 and the event always sells out. So buy your tickets today. Visit thehauntAtThreeCaves.com to learn more.
And that's what's happening. For more information on Valley Happenings, log on to WBHPAM.com, keyword events. The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by Unbound.
Two problems still getting cleared up this morning. A big crash on Rideout Road southbound at Goss Road. Also watch for a crash getting cleared up on Highway 53 at Toni Road. Also, we're spotting heavy and slow traffic on 431 leaving Big Cove and toward Governor's Drive right now. Heavy and slow traffic around Hazel Green, Meridianville. A lot of folks are on the road there. And heavy and slow traffic on 565 eastbound from I-65, making your way past the airport, past County Line Road toward the Arsenal. I'm Captain Carl in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
Right now, there's a girl in India who has dreams bigger than her village. Right now, there's an elder in Guatemala who dreams of a life of greater dignity and less loneliness. You can help change the future of one person in a single moment. Begin the change at unbound.org.
When I listen to Audible, I'm not cooking dinner for one. I'm on horseback, galloping across the Scottish moors towards my one true love. There, through the mist, I see my beloved, kilt flapping in the breeze. The fibers of his shirt struggle against his bulging muscles as he takes me from my horse and... my frittata!
Go to audible.com/actnow and your first download is free. Audible. Stories that surround you.
America is taking the lead in energy.
Leading the world in oil and natural gas production. I vote to keep it going. With the right policies, we can produce, refine, and supply
more oil and natural gas.
And more abundant energy means more affordable energy for American families.
A more secure America.
Jobs. Opportunity and economic growth. For our children
and grandchildren.
That's why this election, I'm voting
for American energy.
Learn more at voteforenergy.org.
Join us and become an energy voter.
Brought to you by American Petroleum Institute.
Glenn Beck, mornings 8 to 11.
I'm telling you, you will laugh, you will cry, you will feel, you will freak out.
WBHP.
Bankston Motorhomes is the area's only family-owned, Best in Business award-winning RV dealer in North Alabama, offering the best selection and best values. If Bankston doesn't have it, they don't make it.
Bankston doesn't have it, they don't make it. Wow. Right now is the time to tailgate. Rent that RV from Bankston Motorhomes. Get on the road. It's amazing. A couple of other quick notes. We told you that the president's half-brother was going to be in the guest box for Donald Trump tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, his half-brother, who is an American citizen, by the way. I was wondering about that. I had to look it up.
He was born in Kenya.
He was born in Kenya, but he is a U.S. citizen and said he was going to vote for Trump because he wasn't happy with what his brother did. Of course, his brother kind of disses him, so...
Well, didn't his brother deport him or something? No, that was an uncle.
That was an uncle he tried to deport,
that's
right. Anyway, so... we'll get to these possible VP picks for Hillary Clinton tomorrow.
Very racist list, I thought.
Bill Gates and others.
Yeah.
But
all white.
Well, no, it was kind of like food groups. They had a group of African Americans, they had a group of women. They had a
really?
Group, oh, yeah.
I haven't seen those.
No, you've just seen the white list.
What? Well, I feel racist.
Now you have to apologize. You feel
now
racist.
I feel like I'm the one
it.
that's racist because I only saw the white list.
Mm-hmm. So workers, this is big news right here. The workers at the Jim Beam production facility are on strike.
Oh no, that's not good news.
That is not going into the holidays.
My goodness, what are we going? What are we going to spike our eggnog with?
You don't spike it with Jim Beam. It's brandy.
Right. But
how do you know?
Okay, they're going to have to be on strike for a long time before it's going to make any real impact. Because you've got to remember that Jim Beam, depending on which variant of it is, it's at least 4 years in the rack house. So before they're going to run out of any Jim Beam, you're going to be waiting 4 years for the rack houses to be empty. These guys are going to be on strike for a long time.
Thank you for the voice of reason, Russ.
And yes, we did confirm that Target will no longer sell clown masks for Halloween.
Really?
Due to the recent creepy clown incidents.
It's a good thing I already got mine.
You'll need at least 2 forms of ID.
Yeah.
Yep. To get a clown mask. I've already got mine.
Oh, no, don't do that, Corey. I cannot get you out of jail.
I wear a clown mask every year.
No.
The whole experience, from the selection process to the delivery to the installation, their customer service is second to none. And that's one of the reasons why we use Inline.
We're talking with Mike Friday of Woodland Homes.
All of our customers, they have the opportunity to go to Inline and select all of their lighting. We feel like that they are simply the best lighting supplier in Huntsville.
Inline Lighting on Bob Wallace Avenue, across from Bob Wallace Appliance in Huntsville, and always open at inlinelighting.com.
From injury accidents, debt relief, family law, to criminal matters, the Tennessee Valley Law Call Program has answers to many of your legal questions. This is Attorney Russell Crumley. We created this free and new service to assist you. Legal matters are personal. Start by first calling 855-256-LAWS.
The call is free, 24/7. Call toll-free, 855-256-LAWS. That's 855-256-5297, or go to WBHPAM.com. Powered by Crumbley Law Firm and WBHP.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Janet Kincherlow Martin, Calhoun Community College. So we've had a lot of calls lately, Janet, about folks who are over 60 who are now getting free classes at Calhoun.
If you are 60 years old or older and you want to take any class at Calhoun, you can take it tuition free. All you do is pay your fees and you buy your books, as long as there's a space in the class. Now, of course, we can't boot out paying students, but if there's a space in that class, doesn't matter if you're interested in history or computer information systems or math or English, whatever you're interested in. If there's a space in that class and you're at least 60 years old, you can go tuition free. Those are called 60 plus scholarships. So we scholarship those individuals, and I know that people have been calling in saying that they've taken advantage of those classes.
So what do you pay? You don't pay for tuition?
You buy your books. If there are books associated with that class, you have to buy your books, and then you pay your fees. And fees are, and you can look at our fee schedule. It's minimal. It's probably $10 a credit hour. So you're paying maybe $50, if that.
Tuition free.
Yes.
If you're over 60.
Yes.
Any class.
Any class you want to take.
As long as there's room in the class.
Yes.
Log on to calhoun.edu to register today.
This is 800 and 1230 WBHP, the Valley's Big Talker.
Well, I just learned everything you wanted to know about aging whiskey. All right, so are you ready? Thank you, Russ.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Are you ready? Here we go. Congratulations to Rosalind Draper. Russ, we're so glad you're back.
I'm pleased to be here. It's nice to be home. But I want to go on vacation again as soon as possible, please.
There you go. Last resort guns on County Line Road.
Well, you take us with you next time.
Yeah, I want to go where he went.
Yeah.
Actually, sometime we get a chance. The story of why the DuPont State Forest exists is quite interesting.
We'll do that next time you come in. All right, weather, it's still hot today, but it's going to change.
Yeah, it's hot today. 89 is the high today. The record is 90, so we'll see. Well,
just keep
actually broke a
remembering,
record yesterday.
Thunderstorms tomorrow, and then a high of 66 on Friday. Fall will finally be
rain
here.
tomorrow and tomorrow night.
Yeah, possible
Keep your fingers
storms.
crossed. Bye, y'all.
Glenn Beck follows Fox News on WBHP Huntsville, WHOS Decatur, and WDRM FM HD2 Decatur, an iHeart radio station.